It's 11.1. Woo! Yeah! Oh man, we're finally here. It feels like it's dragged the end of the last season, hasn't it? I mean, yeah, I feel like I've been doing mythic raiding, well, probably for like the past 2 months now, just waiting for this new content to come out, and I haven't even played it. Like, I haven't done anything, because I've just been making this guide. Honestly, if you if you could see my guide making schedule, you'd cringe at like the amount of time I've just been sat editing. I literally haven't left these Dornagle what are they called? These target dummies since the patch dropped, even before, to be honest. But the good news is it's finished. I'm happy with where it's at. I'm just, yeah, I just need to upload it. So that's cool, all right? So we're pretty much there. It's not a conspiracy theory. He is releasing it tomorrow. I know I did say I'd try to get it today, but I was still waiting on like one more person to just like give it a once over, just like a little review, help me out on a couple of things. So I'm just waiting for their feedback, but then it's good to go. It's quite long, but it's all important, you know? Like, I don't add stuff in there just for the sake of milking a video. Like, to me, that's absolutely pointless. So anything that's in there, I think, is relevant or worth knowing. It just ends up being like a really long video. Hello, Spooks. How are you doing? Hello, Sharif. How are you doing? Oh, man. So what we got in store for today, it's not going to be a long stream, guys. Initially, we were going to do Mythic on all 3 characters, but a last-minute decision, we decided to run Normal, Heroic, and Mythic on 1 character, and I think we're only doing Mythic 6 out of 8. We're literally just doing it for Valor Stones, right? Like, I think the idea was that it's just kind of absolutely pointless. Like, we're not going to get any gear from it, because obviously you can't upgrade anymore, right? So, there's just kind of no point doing it, but it's going to be a bit of fun. I've got the builds ready to go. I have done some prep outside of making a guide. I have been prepping this character. My stats are a little all over the place, as you might notice in this bottom right-hand corner. Like, we've got a bit more mastery. I was a little bit cheeky, and I did a little bit of last-minute crafting. So I'm not running a 639 ring anymore. I'm running this 636 ring, because it's got nice mastery on it, a little bit of crit. And then I also crafted a cloak and a cheeky 2-hander that I'll use for Ovanax, I think. I think that's the only boss I'm pulling that thing out for. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of simming. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I think you'll learn over time that good enough shorter videos will be what is best for both you and us. Well, I disagree. Like, I don't like good enough. Like, sure, I do make short videos. Like, throughout the season, I've made a whole bunch of short videos on, like, ring guides and updates to the class and stuff. But I think, like, because it's like a season video, you know, it makes sense to go through everything. Because at this, like, I get loads of questions on, like, rotations and best in slots and what are the changes and how's things going. Like, are we Shadow Pan? Are we Conduit? How do I play Conduit? What's the opener? What's the priority list? What do you mean there's 2 priority lists? You know, stuff like that. And then it's like one thing to read through a guide online. It's another thing to be able to like visualize that and talk through why is that ability and the priority and whatnot. So like, it's all relevant. It's all relevant. And obviously, like, I timestamp everything, chapter everything. So if you just want to watch one little bit, you can watch one little bit. But yeah, I like the work that I put into it. You know, I enjoyed all of it. I just need to release it. What do you recommend for this week for beginners that have 699 level? I don't think you can do anything this week, right? I'm not sure about low item level, but I'm under the impression, like, I can't do anything on any of my ults, right? Because they've removed all the old currency, right? So I have no more crests. I have no Valor Stones. I don't even know what Heroic drops. Like, all you can really do is Heroic in the story. I haven't done any of that yet, so I can have a little look. Let's say you were doing a Heroic Dawnbreaker. Oh my god. There's no way that's... I think you're in a little bit of a tough spot then. The best thing you can try and do, I guess, is try do some Heroic raiding, and you'll be able to get... You won't be able to upgrade any of your pieces, but at least you'll be able to get like, maybe better in slots. And if you do some of the laser bosses, you can get some... Oh, the item level's low for... I haven't done heroic in, like, in a long time. For me, I thought this was higher. In Mythic, then. You're gonna have to do some Mythic if you really want to. The best advice would probably be to do the campaign, right? And collect some of the new crests. And then also Valorstone farm as well. And that way, when everything drops next season, you can instantly, like, get better gear and start upgrading it. I mean, that's my plan anyway. Is literally just to do that, is to Valorstone grind this week. Well, I say grind, I'm gonna, like, do the campaign and pray I have enough Valorstones. And then, next week, I'm going so hard on this game, it's actually kind of disgusting. Salute. Salute to you, Royal. The effort I put into a video grows exponentially with the length of the video, not linear. Hence, if you just cut the content to short pieces, same quality, you will probably put much less effort and will get more frequent updates. Yeah, but like for a video like this, it kind of makes sense to make one big video. Like I'm not in it for the, you know, I just want to put it all in one video. So when Windwalkers is like looking for a video on what to do for season 2, everything's covered in one video. They don't have to go through like multiple different videos, each covering a different thing. I'm not here to like milk views and stuff. I'm here to just put a guide out. I don't know. Different ways of looking at it. I see what you mean though. Like I get it, but I like just doing one big guide video because then I don't have to do those little videos because I don't have time. Like my schedule next week is raiding on Wednesday. Right. My schedule next week is wake up at 7 AM on Wednesday, run Mythic Plus until lunchtime, then I get a little break, then I'm raiding at 4 in the afternoon all the way till 11 in the evening. That's 3 heroic splits. Then on Thursday, it's 3 normal splits into Mythic. Then on Friday, it's Mythic. And then I think Saturday I get break. And then Sunday it's Mythic. And then it's like, because there's a lot of raiding. So I don't really have time for that. So to me, like, this is like a big, like, get the guide out, awesome stuff. Then I can just focus on streaming. Because I haven't streamed in like a week. It feels like it's been ages though. I feel like I've almost forgotten how to stream. I feel like I haven't streamed in so long. And I'm really excited to try out the new raid builds. Because obviously I played a lot of PTR, right? If you watch the streams, you know that I played PTR. But all those times I was playing on 150 ping. So it always felt like really awful input-wise to play. For the guide video, I've been like on these target dummies and stuff for some of the like final footage. And it like feels so much nicer to play Conduit. But in terms of builds, it's going to be pretty simple tonight build-wise. I've got 3. We've got Conduit the Celestials, all but of an axe. Oh no, it's not even 3, it's 2. And then it's Conduit the Celestials of an axe. I don't even think I'm going to play Shadowpan. I considered playing Shadowpan if it was going to be if I was playing my alt monk character in Mythic, but we're not doing that anymore. We're just doing the normal heroic Mythic runs. So it's almost like a waste to go Shadowpan because it's just not as strong. I would have tried it like in comparison, but there's nothing to really compare it to because I'm only doing 1 run of each, right? I can't compare heroic to normal because we kind of blast the boss at different speed. But this is the single target build that I'm going for all bosses pretty much. Even like Rashanan, I'll be running this build because realistically, warriors and stuff are going to one-shot those ads anyway, and hopefully I get a few nice Chi-Ji stacks to get some AoE there, but otherwise I'm just funneling that boss like a mother trucker. And then of an axe is the only build where I'm spicing things up, and I will go slicing winds for this one, so we'll actually get to see some of that. I have had a bug with slicing winds though, ever since I've been on live. I need to just check if it's still the case. Yes, it is. So I have this one tap, right, where it should be a hold and tap and power ability. It should be hold and release, right, and it doesn't do it the moment I log into my character. I'm not really sure what's wrong with it. I then remove it from my bars, re-put it on my bars, and now it should be hold and release. It's really weird, and I don't know what the workaround is. But if I forget, then I'm just gonna not be able to. I'll mess up with my slicing winds. So now it works, right? I think it's something to do with bartender. That's my working theory, is it's a bartender bug. To do with action bars and stuff, but I cannot for the life of me work out what's causing it. But it's really annoying. That I don't like milking content. We all appreciate you for that, but I don't think this milking content as the videos are not repetitive. Yeah, that's fair. I just want to put out a good video that I'm happy with at the end of the day as well. Like, I don't like putting out like slop. I mean, I know you can make short videos that are informative and stuff, but I just think one package video is cool. To me, I like that as a guide. Like, when I make a short guide and stuff, I'm just kind of like... It just feels like, almost like... it's not even, like... There's just not enough in there for a guide. Obviously, it makes sense if it's, like, actually for something that doesn't take that long. But I think there's loads of changes, right? And there's a lot of intricacies to Windwalker this season. Like, tons have changed. Especially Conduit the Celestials. Like, this entire hero talent plays completely different. We've got all the things with, like, Last Emperor's Capacitor, Slicing Winds, Dual Threat needs to be severely, like, considered if you're running 2 weapons. You got Dance of the Winds that got completely reworked, and you might not quite understand how this works, but it's extremely broken. It's going to get abused and it's going to get nerfed, but that's okay. Yeah, and Zwan's Bond as well. I'm really happy with this one. I like Zwan's Bond. That you can now use it for Shadowpan and Conduit. That's really cool. I like the 1 minute 30 cooldown windows. Your weak aura for the last move shows all the skills, and for some reason I don't know how to make mine do that. Are you using a different one? The one at the bottom of my screen? The weak aura I'm using for the bottom of my screen is the one that I had in the video. It's called the GCD history. Let me... Oh. I'll paste it in chat for you, Royal. This is the one I'm using. I haven't changed anything with it. I mean, if you're having bugs with stuff, a lot of the time it can be like patch day bugs, you know? Like, I know it's not quite patch day, it's second day after patch day, but a lot of things can be super buggy. I remember when we were progging Razagath, I want to say, or one of those laser bosses, and a patch came out midway through, and we all updated our... it was something like our liquid tools or something, and it completely bricked it, and every single person then had to go back through their weak auras and basically go back to the old version. It was horrendous. That's probably the worst case I've had of it. So you can get like some really weird ones. I'm probably sure that this empower ability thing's also one of those. I've had someone tell me that their macros don't work as well, whereas my macros do. You know, like they said they ring a piece and it doesn't just spawn. Like I can't explain why that wouldn't happen. For instance, you know, stuff like that. It just seems to be patch day vibes. Excited for the new guide? It'll be out tomorrow. Unlucky for you Americans, it will probably be when you're sleeping. It'll be European W. Yeah, it probably will be when Americans are sleeping. Let's see the M+ talent build. Yeah, do I have one? See, I basically reset everything. This is what I think I'd use for Shadowpan. I've been messing around with these talents, so they're not quite exactly what I want them to be, because when I make the video and stuff, the talent pages, I have to do some weird manipulation. It's a whole thing to go into. So I don't know if this is... No, I wouldn't run dual threat. Probably something like that, to be honest, if I was going Shadowpan. Dual threats, if you're running two single target weapons, you go dual threat, but I think I'd probably be running my two-hander right now. I mean, at the end of the day, I have to sim it. I haven't really simmed this character much. I simmed like once for a Conduit AoE build earlier. But I definitely go lightning for Shadowpan. You have to put too much into this tree to go Slicing Winds. Like, don't... Like, you can, right? If you want to go Shadowpan with Slicing Winds, by all means do it, but you lose a lot of the talents that kind of make Shadowpan competitive. Like... you do just have to give up so much just to go into Slicing Winds. So, like, what can you even give up here? You'd have to be giving up things like Zwan, Flurry. And then at this point, it's like, what else do you give up? I don't know, Transfer of Power. You're not giving up Sequent. No, I'm not. Zwan's Bond, maybe something like that. You see what I mean, though? Like, you end up having to lose so much in return. It's just... I don't really like it. Do I have a Conduit AoE? Oh, I do. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, good. Making the videos actually help me out. Yeah, this is probably what I'd run for Conduit AoE. If you're running two-handed weapons, though, I would switch out Fury for dual threat and probably have something like that, which you're probably running at the moment, to be honest, because most of us will have double one-handers, because obviously that's what we've been running all season. At the moment you don't, though, you can go for Fury. And this is the AoE build. Yeah, it's the exact same that I'm running for Overnax, actually. I like Slicing Winds with Conduit. I think the Lightning build is technically a little bit ahead right now for Conduit AoE, but like we're talking such minute numbers that I'm going to go what I prefer, and I like Slicing Winds. Like, don't get me wrong, zapping stuff's cool, but I think I'm going to get more value from Slicing Winds on Overnax than I will with a little bit of a zap. I feel like Conduit, Last Capacitor, and Slicing Winds is too many changes for me to learn at once. I just don't talent Slicing Winds. Is that going to hold me back? For the most part, it depends what content you're doing, right? For raids, no. Like, in raids, I don't think we'll ever run Slicing Winds. Like, Slicing Winds just doesn't really make sense in raid. Like, if you're going AoE in the raid, you're probably going to go Lightning. Just because it's easier to hit, like... Because a lot of the time, like, it's intermittent ad spawns, right? So you're not getting that much value out of the Slicing Winds. However, the Lightning values, like, targets coming out, like, in intervals. Because you're stacking it all up, then you get to expend it when the targets spawn. So, and then move on to the next one. Build it up again, target spawn, shoot it out. Slicing Winds, like, you kind of want constant ads, right? Like a Mythic Plus dungeon or something. That's, like, perfect for it. As well as that, like, if the ads are spread out, for instance, the Chain Lightning can actually hit everything. Whereas if they're spread out, Slicing Winds, you got to do some crazy, like, distance jumping with this to manage to hit everything. It's just really... It's a lot better... It seems a lot better suited for M+, where everything's kind of stacked up by your tank, you know, in one nice big pile. There is a fair bit to go. Yeah, like, I think it's quite overwhelming with Conduit the Celestials, right? Because obviously I've looked at the peak guides and stuff, and my guide's, like, kind of in sync with the peak guides, and you do kind of need to understand the two priorities, but when, like, I wouldn't be too concerned about the heart priority. Like, obviously you need to know it, but think about it like this. The heart window is 6 seconds, right? So that priority, you only need to be pressing, like, 4 or 5 abilities in it, and that'll be, like, from the top of the end of the list, really, most times. So it's not as bad as it sounds. It's not like you're going to have to, like... You'll memorize it really quickly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, the main priority outside of it, and then you kind of, like, build up to it anyway. It's not that crazy. And the opener as well, right? The opener is pretty much the exact same single target opener until you get into the... Until you press strike the Windlord, and then it's just the heart window main opener. So it's like Fist of Fury into Tiger Palm, into Rising Sun Kick, Whirling Dragon Punch, Conduit. Like, there's a lot of little rules, though. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, there are, like, some rules that you need to follow, but you don't have to. But they will make it optimal to play. And that doesn't mean, like, you can't play Shadowpan. In Mythic Plus, Shadowpan is on par, like, competitive. In Raid, I think the numbers are about 4 to 5% behind. So, like, it is a bit, but it doesn't mean you can't play it if, like, you don't want to play Conduit. It just means that you need to be aware that you are going to do less damage, right? Like, the best Shadowpan player will not beat the best Conduit player. Oh, that's alright, Royal. I'm glad that helped. Yeah. I like the GCD tracker. I don't like watch it myself, but I think it's, like, really good for showing people what I'm doing. Because if I'm hitting it in a boss and stuff, you literally have to be, like, squinting at this mini Lothox in the middle trying to work out what I've pressed. Whereas if I've got actual massive little buttons that show you what I pressed, it's a lot easier for understanding. Because I used to watch videos of people like POVs and stuff when I was, like, doing bosses, and I'd be like, well, I don't know what you're pressing, you know? Like, I was like, what are you, like, this is a POV guide that you posted, but I have no idea what you're like, I have to work out. I'm doing the work here. Why am I doing the work? Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it as a tracking thing as well. So then you can watch, if you record yourself as well, you can watch over what you press. So it's good. It's handy. Do we have any real dead talent? Yeah, Inner Peace is pretty much dead, right? You won't be running Inner Peace. You just don't need to. Like, Inner Peace is, like, a really good energy talent. But now, because we get energy from Energy Burst, which goes into, like, these side trees as well. And then we're also getting so many, like, procs with Dance of the Chi-Ji and Blackout Kick. Like, the amount of energy regen you need is not as much. Because you're getting free procs essentially all the time. You'll find yourself in very little situations, unless, like, you've got no haste and, like, you're leveling your character. Inner Peace is pretty much a dead talent. Goes without saying, you know, the Jade Fires, these are all dead talents. Memory of the Monastery, you aren't running anything. Otherwise, all other talents are pretty fair game. Like Rising Star, I think only has one viable use, and that would be in Shadowpan single target if you are running two-handers. So like there's some niche talents that will have only like one situation that you use them in, but for the most part, like a lot of our talents are alive and kicking. But I'd say, yeah, the one that you're probably most familiar with, Inner Peace, is probably the most dead one that you were running last season. Let me just see if my... Yeah, okay, I need to join a raid group. Let's go to gaming, shall we? For Conduit the Celestial's AoE with 2x one-hander, would you drop Furious 1 for dual threat? Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I need to visualize it. Yes. Yes, is the answer to that. He just loads up his screen that doesn't have dual threat and is Furious 1. Yeah. It's different though if you're going the lightning build though. But you wouldn't really go the lightning build. Well, you can for Conduit. You're giving up Slicing Winds, and then I'd give up Furious 1, and then I'd go into those two, and I'd give up dual threat. Oh no, you asked the other way if you... Oh, yes, no, sorry, you asked the other way. In that case, yeah, I'd give up that for dual threat. Yep, whichever way you asked, I can't... yeah, these two talents are pretty interchangeable, depending on the weapon. But I think the main thing, like, you need to be aware of is if you have two-handers, you kind of locked into dual threat right now. Like, there's no... Except if you're going, like, a lightning build and you go these two, then that's, like, the only time I'd drop dual threat. If you're doing something like this. But dual threat's like really just it's really good for two one-handers that you kind of can't drop it. There's like only one situation I'd suggest it in. I got distracted. I think I answered that question. I nailed that one. Let me get into this guild group. So we're doing normal first. Ah, yes. Normal raiding. For anyone that just joined, we're doing normal, heroic, and then mythic. The idea is to get Valor Stones, basically. So it's not going to be the longest stream, but we're going to see some huge numbers, because obviously we're going to be insta-killing these bosses on normal, heroic, and then we'll get some actual rotations in on the next one. And it'll be Conduit all the way today. So that's cool. I'm going to join Discord as well. As per usual, when I'm in Discord, I have Discord running, so you can hear if anything's being discussed. Any funnies go out, you know, the usual. But if there's like... I'm answering a question or something and lots of people are talking, I tend to just mute it so that you can actually hear me. It's kind of useful, right? If you're having a question, you kind of want it answered. So that's how I tend to do it. So I will join.
Once I start getting my Warlock, I'm only going to do top DPS, I swear.
Nope, they are yapping.
Shadowburn is my favorite button nowadays, not gonna lie.
So hard.
Alright, we've insta-muted because there's a hell of a... I just go in and there's like fat... They're just straight yapping about Shadowburn Warlocks. Okay, we'll mute that for a second. No worries, Jake. I'm glad I answered that. I don't know if you answered this before or not, but what do you think about Windwalker chances in M+, especially with how good Mistweaver looks and the cast and mess shaping up? I think... So I do talk about this at the end of my video, in like my final thoughts, but it's worth going over. I think in Raid, we're going to be so good. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Windwalker in Race to World first. Like, I know that's like a bit like copium, but we're actually really, really good. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's kind of crazy. Yikes. Yikes. Oh no, I was just yapping out loud in Discord. Oh no, they heard me flame. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
You just come in here and flame AJ. That's normal.
I wasn't. No, it wasn't. I was just yapping about Warlock. I'm sorry, AJ. Oh, I've gone so red. I didn't like. It wasn't that bad, was it? Was it? It was a bit.
Oh,
Okay.
Jake, it
was a...
Yeah, shout out for Jake.
Shout out for Jake. Oh my god. I need to check him on push to talk. Oh, I've gone so red, guys. That's so cringe. I'm actually dying right now inside.
So you want to tank the full run? Fuck it.
I'm talking to you guys now, in the YouTube. That's so cringe. Oh my god, I've gone so red. I can't believe it. I wasn't flaming, was I? I mean, it was a little bit. I was just saying he was yapping. Oh no, I actually feel so awkward. This is what happens when I don't stream. I forget that I didn't have push to talk on. Oh, okay. Forget about it. Forget about it. Get in the zone. Get in the zone. Get in the zone. Jake, they gave you a shout out, by the way. You're a real one. Secondhand embarrassment. Mate, I've got first-hand embarrassment. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the worst of us as well. Oh my god. I got server muted and everything. I wouldn't have known. Someone DM'd me. I would have literally kept going. How hard is it going to be to switch between Celestial Conduit if you only played Shadowpan? It's going to take practice, and that's what this week's for, right? Like, I'm not saying... Like, I think Celestial Conduits are harder. Like, not, like, hard enough not to learn, but you have to kind of understand the windows. Like, the windows of how it works. There's a different priority list. You need to... Like, the windows are so important in this build. And what I mean by windows are the heart of the Jade Serpent. So anytime this icon glows, I'm in one of those, and my priority changes, and I need to get, like, big abilities out as, like, soon as possible. And you can activate it with Strike of the Windlord and Celestial Conduit. Like, Shadowpan right now is so... Like, I was playing it. You don't have Strike of the Windlord anymore. Like, it kind of feels, like, too basic to play. Like, I feel like I don't have enough buttons half the time. I don't know how I feel about Shadowpan right now. I feel like it's dumbed down almost too much. But it still does good damage, right? Like, in M+, it's very competitive. I literally just checked that I was on push to talk again. I'm so paranoid. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it. Like, I'm not sugarcoat it. You're gonna have to learn it. It will take practice, like, no joke. But I don't think it's unlearnable. Like, there's nothing about it I think is unlearnable. Like, I've learned it, so you can learn it.
I don't know about you guys, but I have a receding hairline, so I might be cooked. Might be over for me.
Aren't you Vulcan?
Every time I turn on Discord, they're absolutely going for it. I need to make sure I'm in the right talent build and stuff. I've yapped a little bit, but I do actually want to do some damage on these bosses. So 1 sec, I'm just going to turn my brain on real quickly. So this is normal. This boss will go down in the first phase. Like, I don't even think I'm going to do the soaking mechanic. Don't tell anybody, but, like, I'm not. What else do I need? This little boy over here. Now I've got this massive thing on my screen. Amazing. Thank you, Blizzard. I've eaten. And I need to turn that weak aura off. It is in my face right now. Okay, cool. Oh, we've got 4 priests. Maybe I get a PI. I'm not going to ask for one, though. I don't think monks are as good with PI this season, guys. So that's good, right? So I always find, like, you think you want to be a PI class until you look at the logs and realize you are a PI class and you can no longer compete unless you've got PI. Like, that sucks. I think we've dropped down the PI table a little bit just from, like, glancing at the PIs and stuff. That's what my interpretation of it is anyway. Not that we were, like, #1 anyway, but you could easily get PI if you made your case for it. I don't know if you can make a case for it anymore, which is fine.
He has 100 mil? I don't think he has.
Oh, thanks, Sol. You're not muted, Keck
He has to pay tax, you know.
Yeah, and his agent takes like 20%, so it's 80.
All right. Okay, I will answer. I know there's comments. I will answer them once I've done this pull. I need to remember what I'm doing. My God, I haven't played retail in ages.
Why do we even have a ready? Like,
Godspeed.
for normal?
What was that?
Collect or stand in circle.
I've forgotten how to play.
Let's do 1.
I haven't forgotten how to play. I just need to get in the zone of it.
Is it gonna even cast the mechanic?
Oh my God, the boss is dead.
We always thought it would take us an hour.
Hello?
but not.
Where'd the boss go? Where'd the boss go? What? Normal is cooked, guys. What the hell?
Wait, do you get more for...
I could have done more. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I could have done more. I got a little bit overwhelmed there. Cool though. Cool though.
It's like 10 each difficulty jump.
Sup, have a good
Wait,
day.
should-
Oh, thank you. You
should-
too.
should
I
we not
appreciate
just
that.
do
I am having a good day.
Only. Oh, is that?
Are you delaying Strike of the Windlord and Fist of Fury before you use seconds 1, Storm, Earth, and Fire?
Then you don't take them
Uh,
anymore if you do normal or
Okay,
heroic.
okay.
So there's,
We're not stupid then.
so like, there's a few rules to it, right? You don't want to delay Fist of Fury for Strike of the Windlord, but you do want to delay Fist of Fury by upwards of like 15 seconds if Swan is like on a 15-second cooldown, so that you make sure that you have it up for the window. So, Strike of the Windlord, if like, I would delay Strike of the Windlord. Like, you basically need to make sure you have a Fist of Fury inside your Strike of the Windlord windows, but you don't want to delay Fist of Fury, because you want to keep sending them out. So it's kind of a weird one. There's a lot of, like, there's a few rules that you have to kind of follow with Celestial Conduit. There's a few rules you have to follow with a few things, actually. That's what I mean by complicated. Like, holding abilities was not something that we would do before, right? You wouldn't hold anything, really. Season 1, anyway. Now, you kind of do need to hold in certain situations. I can't believe how fast everything is dying. But for that seconds 1 and Storm, Earth, and Fire, you do not send those until you have Strike of the Windlord and Fist of Fury ready to go, right? You just can't do that. Like, otherwise you're losing it, because you need those buffs to empower that window, and then you need them to empower the Celestial Conduit window, and then you kind of want them to be buffing that final Strike of the Windlord window that will appear at the end because of all the cooldown you get. If that makes sense. So you need those all of them to kind of be cast at the same time. Why am I running normal? I'm running normal because we're doing a Valorstone sort of run right now, because Valorstones have all reset, right? So what we're doing is a normal run, a heroic run, and then a mythic run, and that's it. Because we are trying to get Valorstones on our characters for next week, because we need as many as we can to kick off the next tier.
Be in advance.
So that's why we're doing normal. It's
There's no way the boss
we're not well, we're kind of doing it for fun, right?
Why did my sim
But it makes
go up
sense
bigger
rather
than
to do it like this.
touch?
So we'll do
Come here.
normal. We'll just go quick. All right, I need to be prepared for this one because this boss will just get nuked.
Collect or stand in circle.
All right, let's play this one better. No cancel on the Celestial Conduit. Perfect. Cooldowns have lined up nicely for this. Time to pad. We pad. We go pad. We pad mode. Oh, we're dirty with it. Oh, that was clean. That was clean. We got that one good. Just so you guys know, Celestial Conduit does not do this much damage in like a extended fight. Celestial Conduit will do about like 8% of your damage, 6 to 8% of your damage. This is literally because the bosses are dying in 30 seconds. It's a little bit inflated. I hate holding cooldowns. Yeah, it feels a little bit weird to hold cooldowns. Like, especially if like we're not used to it because we haven't really been doing it. But like, there is method to the madness. Like, you do need things to line up. And it's like it's actually a damage loss to like not have a Fist of Fury within a Strike of the Windlord window, right? Because you're gaining the cooldown on that Fist of Fury in the window, and it's also got a super fast cast as well. So the value you get, like, let's say you use the Fist of Fury and then you Strike the Windlord, you just lose value on it because you can get more casts in as well as the Fist of Fury within it. Because it's like a 1 second cast, maybe even shorter with strike after you strike. There's just too much value to gain. But obviously this is like proper min-maxing, right? Which you should strive to do. Like, it's worth learning. What like Shadowpan is just Shadowpan, like, I was playing Shadowpan earlier, right? Because I needed to get some footage for AoE. It just feels like genuinely feels like there's nothing to click. Even with like the new lightning things, you don't strike the Windlord, so you pretty much just Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury, and that's it. You've got like 4 abilities that you're pressing. In AoE you get I suppose in both you get Spinning Crane Kick now, but like you're basically relying on procs. It just feels really weird. Like, you kind of don't realize how much you miss that extra button. Whereas with Conduit, it feels so fast-paced. Like, overall, it's, like, not crazy more fast-paced, but it is at the same time. You definitely feel it. It's fun. I like the fast-paced burst. I mean, I was playing Conduit before the changes came in, right? Like, I was playing it on reclears just because it's fun. It's a fun hero talent. So all they've done to it has made it better. Like, before, it was, like, really clunky and didn't, like, kind of mesh, I guess, or gel well together. Like, the fact that you had a chi, you had to get 45 chi before your Strike of the Windlord gave you a heart was, like, insane. It felt horrible. Like, you were delaying Strike of the Windlord on some fights just to get your window at the right time. It was horrendous. Like, I think I held it for, like, 30 seconds once just to get it at the right time. It was stupid. But that was more value. At least now you pretty much send. I haven't tuned in for a minute. Is it better to use Conduit over Shadowpan now? For raiding, yes. Conduit is the go-to. It'll be about like 4 to 5% better. You can obviously still run Shadowpan, but Conduit is going to be the main raid build. In M+, they're about equal. They're very competitive with each other. So you can go whatever you want. I'd say that Shadowpan will be easier to pull off in dungeons as well. Like, just because it's a little bit more, like, simple. So if you, like, you want to, like, learn the dungeons and focus on the mechanics more, I'd probably play Shadowpan. Once you're more familiar with the dungeons, then, like, you can actually focus on rotation and, like, a bit more ability tracking. Then Conduit's probably better, right? But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And don't get me wrong, the Shadowpan, like, M+ damage is huge. Like, Chain Lightning goes absolutely crazy. Like, Crackling... Chain Lightning, we're not... Hold on, we're not Shamans. Crackling Jade Lightning goes kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I'm
How
getting
far
all
behind
my
is Shadowpan
99
single
again.
target? About 4 to 5, I think. 4 to 5%.
What the fuck?
Flame for doing 99.
Okay, buddy. We'll see. We'll see you next week on Reset. Ball.
This boss will fall in 20 seconds, or 20 seconds as a push.
Maybe not 20,
Maybe.
actually, 'cause- but
I'm gonna
run
say...
1, 2
I'm gonna
is
say
over. Run
30.
1, 2 is over.
30 seems about right for these
Run,
bosses.
He's actually revving up.
Run 2, bro. Run 2, run 1, it's over.
Collect or stand in circle.
Put the charge near the boss.
I could just stack him, bro, like who cares, bro?
No, I'm getting beaten. Not like this. Hey, there we go. The burst damage is up. Look at that. Top damage, right, on a single target boss. Spinning crane kick. Right, if that doesn't say Windwalker changes, I don't know what does. Like, spinning crane kick was top damage. That's absolutely insane, right?
Come on. You showed
What?
up.
I showed up. Huh?
You did.
All the damage sounds like alright.
Yo, guys, I don't want to flex or anything, but I got a rank 1 normal Cicrin. Yeah. No, not a flex, but, you know. Echo, if you're watching. Yeah. They call me a professional Windwalker player. What's that? No other guilds are doing normal. No. Get out of here. It's all me, baby. It's all me every time. I don't even know what I'm going to go on Overnax, right? Because I was going to go the AoE build, but I don't know if it's worth it for normal, right? I feel like the boss is just going to drop. I feel like maybe not normal. Normal might be a bit of a waste to actually go a real build. These bosses are dying too quick. It's funny, though. It's really funny. But it is very fast. Why Chi-Ji dance instead of 8-stack blackout kick and single target?
Ready to chat.
Good question. So, basically, the changes to spinning crane kick made it so that spinning crane kick and single target now does 52% more damage than it used to do. So this makes spinning crane kick with a Chi-Ji, like, absolutely slap, right? Like, insanely slap. So now it's actually more value to get like an extra Chiji proc from Revolving Whirl than it is to get the Teaching of the Monastery 8 hits. Like, you just get so much more value, and that's for every single build. Every single build now you run the Revolving Whirl, because it's just so much value. As you can see, like, from that boss down there, my Spinning Crank, it was #1 damage. Like, it can't go unnoted how strong it is compared to what it used to be. Which feels weird, right? Spinning Crane Kick in single target. Kind of wacky, but... Let me attack.
Collect or stand in circle.
Oh, that's perfect.
Erosive spray.
Kind of lined up there. A little bit off. Oh, we're going. The moon. Wait, what's this? Hey, what's this Death Knight doing? Stop that. One more Spinning Crane Kick, seal deal. Yeah, hey, Spinning Crane Kick sealed the deal. Oh, Windwalker's Burst is nutty. Windwalker's Burst is nutty. I've been trying this build in some mid-level keys just to learn it. I'm having a blast. Yeah, I really enjoy Conduit. I enjoy it a lot more. I think, like, it's a little bit of, like, I've played Shadowpan for, like, half a year now, so you kind of get burnt out. But it also, like, it's really fun. Like, there's a lot of intricacies to it to play it well. It's fast-paced. It's cool. It's, like, all around these windows, right? Whereas Shadowpan was just really constant damage. So, like, even when you Zwan, Storm, Earth, and Fire, right, with Shadowpan, like, midway through a fight, your damage didn't even go up that much. When you do it mid-fight with Conduit the Celestials, you skyrocket, right? Like, it's really fun. Like, the ability itself doesn't do crazy damage. It looks like it does, just because the fights are going so short. But, like, it's the heart windows. They really make it. I had a load of fun playing this on PTR. Now actually playing it at a decent frame rate feels so good. Yeah, I just think it'll be really good in Raid. But it's going to be one of those things where you just kind of fall off an M+, right? It's just how it is. But you'll be great in 10s and 12s. Will be awesome if you want your weeklies. Man, those 12s will be... Everybody will want us. Empress Capacitor is the way for raid encounters that spawn around the timer. Yeah, that's what you really are looking for. That's why you probably take it over Slicing Winds, right? Because it's like stacks up to 20 times. So it kind of makes sense for intermittent adds. Like, the best examples I have for this are in the next raid, Vexy and Rick Reverb, right? They're early bosses in the tier, and they both have ad spawns, like, they're quite intermittent. So you build up your stacks, they come out, you shoot your lightning, and then you keep funneling on the boss or the ads, you know. So yeah, that's kind of the cool AoE sort of build for it. So you don't have to, like, go too much into AoE, because like, at the same time, you still do good AoE damage anyway, right? Because your Spinning Crane Kick's just been, like, buffed. So our cleave's really good. The only target amount that you technically do less damage with Spinning Crane Kick than last season is 5 or more. Anything lower and you're doing more damage with Spinning Crane Kick. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? They mean good small target cleave. This is what they mean. I was going to go the AoE build for Ovanax, but I'm not going to do it on normal. It's just, he's going to drop. He's going to die before... I reckon he dies before the ads spawn. That's why I'm not going to do it. Do I have an export code for your talent trees? Yeah, sure, Alex. I can export this one after this pull. Oh, we're just pulling?
Collect or stand in circle.
Actually, Ovanax is quite a chunky boy, isn't he? He might take a little bit more. We're gonna get ad pad? We might get ad pad, you know. Maybe not, actually. Maybe that's asking a bit much. I have a mechanic? I'm not doing mechanics. Ah, I got beaten. Yeah, I should have saved there. I was too focused on getting the boss down. Fist of Fury kind of slaps. Export code. Yes, I remember. I have good memory. So this is just the one I'm running for this Nurabara at the moment. This is what I'd run on all the bosses except for like the heavy AoE ones. Yeah, so my plan was to run these on everything but Ovanax, potentially Ansarek, but I don't know. Like I dabbled with the idea of running Last Empress Capacitor on Ansarek, but in my mind, like, you basically get no value from Power of the Thunder King in Phase 1. In Phase 2, you might get it off, like, once, maybe twice at a push, and then Phase 3, I feel like if you are going A1 Ansarek, it might be a Slicing Winds. It's probably better. But even then, maybe neither. Maybe neither, and you just go this straight build. Because you still do good AoE anyway. I don't know. I'd have to have a mess around with it. I hadn't really thought too far into the bosses because we weren't going to do Mythic Ansarek tonight. I don't know if we'll do Heroic Ansarek or not. I'd imagine so, right? Just because it will drop really quick. And we need Valor Stones. Can you also copy your Conduit Mythic Plus talent loadout? Yeah, sure. I help my guildmates clear trash. I can't right now because we're in combat. I will do it after Kaiveza. I promise I'll remember. I'll probably remember. I remembered for Alex, so yep, I'll remember. Will I post a video about Windwalker Monk for Season 2? Yep, tomorrow I will post the video, Radu. It's all done. Like, I'm happy with where the video is. Like, in my mind, it's complete. I'm just having one more person look over it. Just see if there's anything in there they think needs changing or, like, tweaking a little bit. And then it'll get published. But in my mind, I'm happy with it. And I have it all, like, rendered and everything. I could literally upload it now, but I value this person's input a lot. So I'm not. Like, I do. Oh, I thought we were pulling. Yeah, I value this person's input quite a lot. So I think it's more valuable for the video to get their feedback first before I post it. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to publishing it. I've spent a lot of time on it. Oh man, it's been like my baby. And I'm finally gonna get to give it away. Is that good? Wait. Hold on. Wait a second. Do I want to give my baby away? Maybe it's the wrong analogy, but I think you know where I'm coming from. Where are we pulling this boss?
5, 4, 3,
Where's the tanks? We usually pull it over here.
1.
Collect or stand in circle.
It's been all the awful transmitters, by the way. Like, it genuinely has been all the awful transmitters. It can't be, like, jump 3 times. No, no, no. We can't do that here. It's got to be collect this stupid orb that runs away. Can I stand in this if I pop all my defensives? Probably, right? You cannot stand in it. He's got nuked. Ah, I messed that up a little bit, I think. Good damage, but not. Ooh, that was nutty from them. Could have been better. Could have been better. Share the talents. Share the talents. I can do that. I can do that. Get this. Get off my screen. So there's multiple builds you can go for this. This is the Slicing Winds build. It's the one I actually have. So there's like the AoE slicing builds that I would go. But if you're running 2 one-handers, then I'd take Dual Threat instead of Fury of Zwan, right? I just have it set up like that because I have a 2-hander ready to go if I want to do AoE. We are doing the rest of the bosses. Okay, I'm just going to keep going the same talent build because it hasn't failed me. Wait! No, I'm an idiot. I was not on the wrong build. Wait, what am I doing? Wait for the cooldown of Slicing Winds. One downside of not having having Slicing Winds is I no longer have Flying Serpent Kick for my extra mobility. Kind of annoying, right? Okay, it looks like if I can't change talents in this time, we're going Slicing Winds, and I don't think I want to. Do I? No, I really don't want to. I don't want to go Slicing Winds on a normal boss.
5, 4, 3,
I got cooldowns.
2, 1.
Jump 3 times.
Oh, it's beautiful. The boss just instantly phased. The boss doesn't know what to do with this damage. It's so confused. Stack up the bosses. I need some pad. So you can see I'm holding Strike the Windlord here for fists. The guarantee I get it in. And that's what I mean by like holding. Like there are like you would hold Strike for fist, but not fist for strike. Oh, I almost went in that, honestly. Oh. Why is this boss taking so long? This was meant to be an insta-kill. Maybe too early? No. Oh, Justin. But then I haven't lined... No, I've messed... Yeah, I didn't line it up right.
Stand in circle.
Oh, it's fine. I wouldn't have got a conduit. Actually, no. That was perfect. I couldn't have done that better. I'm a genius at this game. I was going to say I messed that up by going early if I got my conduit back up, but the boss died too quickly. That would have actually been a mistake. But it wasn't, because I predicted that, probably. Don't ask too many questions. You don't want the answers to them. Can we get the Shadowpan updated build too? Ooh. I don't have it right now. What I'm going to do, Alex, is once the video's up, I'm going to, like, in my Discord, I'm going to, like, I have the talent builds, right? But they're all from the last season. I'm just going to update everything with all my new talent builds that I show in the video. So that'll be the best place to get it. But they're pretty much going to be in line with what's on Peak of Serenity, right? So if you go on Peak of Serenity, there'll be a build right there. I'd need to make it right now, whilst I'm doing these bosses. I might get a little bit of time after Ansarak, but they'll be about the same as Peak of Serenity. I've just basically broken them up a bit more. So you don't have to do the work. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I've made it so you don't have to do the work.
Right click for the whole time.
I will turn on Discord a little bit because I do want to hear what's going on for Ansarak. Also, I'm still feeling secondhand embarrassment for anyone that was here when that happened. That's going down in cringe. That's like cringe compilation sort of thing.
My life a movie and it's Wally.
Lola Arcane Mage top 2 healer. Was it actually? I didn't even notice.
One of those guys like sitting in a chair.
I was just about to ask if you hold Fist for Strike of the Windlord. Yeah. As long as Fist has 6 seconds or under, then you can go, because it'll come off during it. But otherwise, yeah. You need it in the window.
Collect or stand in circle.
Am I moving? I kind of want value from my karma. Is that greedy? Hell no. Is this boss just going to insta-phase, by the way? Where's this boss going?
What? Looks like kind of
I'm not going to pop Strike here, just because I want to use it on some actual ads. I am going to pad a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit dirty.
Vibes and Cindy from Portal.
Yeah. Plus, Strike, Fist wasn't up, so it kind of works out. I'm not even going to use it on these ads. That's how greedy I'm being, guys, because these ads are going to go so quickly. Oh, someone went off!
I am in full support.
No. The ads died too quickly. I'm going to hold this spinning crane kick. Where did they go? Oh my god, this is so fun.
The encounter mechanics.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, because he got knocked off the edge. Right, I see.
Collect or stand in circle.
Pataku and Wi-Fi. Very unstable, guys.
Am I dead?
Good damage. Spinning crane kick was all the all the damage. Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised that was top damage. I padded dirty there on the ads.
There's an NPC you can...
So now we're gonna go do heroic, which is gonna be a little bit harder. All right, it's gonna bosses shouldn't just fall over, so we'll actually get some actual rotations in. Because that 2-minute Antrak is just stupid. Don't hold cooldowns, boss will die very fast. Yeah, you're right. You right. Maybe hold them a little bit more for heroic. I'll have a look on Olgrax, see how fast he drops. I don't know if you can phase heroic Olgrax in one phase. I haven't really done heroic Olgrax in months. Can you? Is that like a thing now? Like, I know you've been able to one phase normal Olgrax for like months. I imagine you can, right? I imagine it would just drop. Like, you don't even have to. Like, the pull-in doesn't even like pull you in that bad. Like, you can run sideways against the boss and he won't even suck you in. Easily. Oh, cool. Easily. Alright. I'll bear that in mind. What's Drive like? Has anyone here done Drive? Has anyone here done Undermine, actually? Like, any Undermine content? I've done none of it. The only time I set foot in there was to get some, like, background footage on the PTR. I'm going to do the story this weekend, I think. But, like, is driving good? Do we enjoy it? Like, is it better than Skyriding? Or is it just, like, it is what it is? It's just driving. What's the drift like? I don't think I've set foot in the car. It's kind of fun, but the map is kind of pepped, so you smash into... Oh, no. What? So they've made this whole driving aspect in the area, but they've made it so that you can't even, like, cleanly drive around. It's way worse than Skyriding, but not bad. It's fine. Do I play M+? Yeah, I do play M+. Not this week, obviously, because I'm going to take a little bit of a break before I go hard on this game for raiding. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of M+ content on my channel. And I did a lot of M+ on the PTR as well. Just right now, we're trying to get Valorstone, so we're just doing some fun runs here. See, 300 already, so I should get about 1,000 by the end of the night, more or less. So that's good. That's like half of them that I need for next week. And it's way faster than what I was going to do. I was going to spam heroic dungeons. That was my big brain idea to get Valorstones. Don't tell me how bad of an idea it was, I know. But it's what I was going to do. It's quests. I avoid it unless I must. Wait until M+ season, I'll be there when it's needed. Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I used to enjoy story, and don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed the start of the like the War Within, where you had like the whole Xalatath like cutscenes and stuff. Like, I'm a sucker for cutscenes, but a lot of the time, I'm very meh with the story. Like, I'm interested in what like gonna happen with Gallywix and stuff, but like any of the cartel stuff is just like I don't care. Like, genuinely just don't care. Yeah. There was a time when I used to really care about that, but now all I really care about is like raiding and endgame content. But I'm a sucker for a cutscene. I do like a good cutscene. What's your favorite cutscene? What's your favorite WoW opener? Mine is the Warlords of Draenor one, where it's like drink. You know what I mean? Oh man, that like if I watched that and I'm unsubscribed, like when I used to like not have subscriptions to WoW, that would like pop on my YouTube. I'd watch it and I would literally subscribe again, and then be like, what have I done?
Like big AoE damage overlapped with the dots.
Oh man, what a cut! Like that's not even a cutscene, is it? That's a cinematic. Like, you know what I mean? Oh my god, that is chef's kiss.
2, 1.
Jump 3 times.
They didn't change the shredder bullshit. It'd be nice if they gave a...
Am I stood and stuff? Nah, we're fine. Okay, he's got a bit more health. He's a bit chunkier than the other one, Olgrax V1. I am going to pop all my cooldowns though, because I know he's going to die. But he's actually putting up a bit more of a fight. 1-2. Maybe should have held there. Just because the boss is about to die. Otherwise, I'd be fine with not holding. But if I don't get one more Fist of Fury off, then I will be mad at myself. I get one more Fist of Fury off. I'm not mad at myself. I'm a genius. Certified genius. Certified Windwalker Monk. Spinning... there it is again, guys. Like, just like to kind of like showcase the strength of spinning crane kick now, right? Like, it's top damage on, like, single target. Obviously, 1 minute fight, right? But, like, honestly, there's like no better way of me saying how like buff spinning crane kick got for like low target amounts than to show that it's my #1 damage on a single target boss for 1 minute. Like, it's just the best thing I could ever show to back up that point. I should have put that in the video. Damn, bit late now. What's with the jump 3 times thing? That's the Treacherous Transmitter Trinket. It will give you a random thing that you have to do, like a task. It will make you jump 3 times, stand on a little portal platform thing, or you have to collect a little purple orb. They suck, I hate it, but it gives you so much agility that it's amazing for Conduit. And until this trinket gets nerfed again, it's gonna be our best trinket going into season 2 right now. Like, as it currently stands, this is the trinket you like want best in slot right now. They're gonna nerf it. Like, it'll obviously get nerfed. Like, there's no question about it. It's so strong that it's better than like any 661 trinket you could get in season 2 right now. So that kind of puts it into perspective, right? Like, that's how strong this trinket is. Now, like, is that a question that the trinkets in season 2 are too weak, or is this trinket too strong? I think it's a bit of both, but I'd be super surprised if they don't do trinket nerfs over the next week before like race to world person stuff, because it's ridiculously strong, and you're gonna feel bad if you don't have a treacherous transmitter, because it's just gonna be so good at carrying an early progression that they have to nerf it. Like, they have to. I'll eat my hat. I don't really want to eat my... Oh, didn't like that. Oh my god, my game was... my game just said no. Hello? Am I still alive? Is this thing streaming? F's in chat? Question mark? That was horrible. They do nerf OP Bis Trinkers. That's why I'm saying it will get nerfed, but I'm surprised it's not been, like, mega nerfed yet. They gave it, like, a 5%er a week ago or so, right? But it's still, like, so strong. They have to give this, like, a massive nerf for it to actually... be unplayable. Which feels weird. I'd be surprised if they don't, but like, just as it stands, right? Like, as it stands sort of thing. It's your like best in slot. But they will nerf it. It's just a when will they nerf it sort of angle, right? And will they nerf it enough? I guess is the next part of that.
The money to buy Among Us.
I was down there for a bit. I don't like getting around down there. Not very flat. Needs to go up driving ramps for some areas. I wouldn't mind it so much if it wasn't a restrictive. Oh, that's annoying. I was a little bit looking forward to drive. I wasn't going to do much of it. But overall it sounds like we don't like drive too much. Like, it's okay, but it sounds like it could be better.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry, go on. On the other side. Move a little bit.
Oh my god, I padded so hard on those
I
ads.
remember fucking first week, me and Stabby almost dying in here because we had no...
Oh my god, I padded so dirty on those ads. This boss is actually staying alive longer than I thought he would.
The second time, I think he forgot to win it. That was a roller coaster.
Will we get another ad set? I'm not going to have Storm Earth and Fire if we do. Ooh. I'm dropping down the meters. I'm out of my burst damage window. Hold up. Wait a second. I didn't think that killed you if you went down again on heroic. Oh, I'm so greedy.
Duck, I think it's called, and it's free to play, and it's like pretty much Among Us clone, but.
Oh my god.
I must get closer.
Look, if you don't die, Sapad, are you even playing the game? Thank you for subscribing, Valhalla. Appreciate it. And Samuel as well.
Town of Salem.
Both at the exact same time, pretty much. I appreciate it.
Hey,
If we can get
Welcome
that,
to
like,
the
sort of
channel.
that'd be fucking banger.
Just in time for the guide. Kind of. His transmitter? Yeah, my transmitter. I don't like this trinket. I'm sure if you use this trinket, you don't like it as well. It's really awkward. Like, a trinket that gives you damage, right, like on demand, should be on demand. I shouldn't have to, like, I shouldn't have to put this portal on the floor, right, to get my on-demand stats. Like, Scardian's Grace doesn't work like this. No other trinkets work like this, right?
Gonna go visit,
It's like the Wither branch.
some friends to
Is that the right word for it? That branch that dropped, from the Evergrove? Evergrove? I think you know the one I'm talking about, the WOD dungeon, last time. The one that put, like, the 3 orbs and they'd float towards you. Like, those are, they're just, at least that one extended, I guess. If you, like, caught them at different times, you could extend the buff it gave you. This is just tedious. And, like, the jump one I like, because I can super control the jump one, right? The platform isn't so bad because you can kind of control that as well. But the little purple orb, if you pop that and then it starts floating away and, like, it just goes out of reach and then it, like, goes a little bit further and then the boss is, like, moving, like, the tank moves the boss as well at the same time and then you have to, like, roll out, like, it's... I just hate it. It's so tedious. And, like, yeah, it feels, like, so bad as well if you don't get it, like, perfectly right. I'm not a fan of it, if you can tell. I'm a fan of the buff it gives you. It's insane. But I'm not a fan of the actual trinket. I think it's a very weird one. I just swapped to Windwalker for the season, and I've been playing with it for 2 weeks, and I already hate it. That does sound like you're talking about Windwalker. Comes into the YouTube stream just to tell me that you hate playing Windwalker. Oh, no, transmitter, I get you. I think it'd be funnier if you were talking about Windwalker, to be honest. I just started playing Windwalker, and I hate it, and I want you to know. Alright, bye-bye. Yeah, on the plus side, the on-use trinket next season is called House of Cards, and that is literally, it works the exact same way like a Scarden's would, right? Where you press it and you instantly get the mastery buff from it. So that's cool. Right, at least it like works like that, and it's like going to be best in slot out of all the trinkets so far, like the active trinkets, because there's a 1 minute 30 cooldown, which is going to line up with Azwans and our Storm Earth and Fires, right? Because everything, we're a 1 minute 30 class now, essentially. But do bear in mind, right? It sounds weird, but if you don't have a 1 minute 30 trinket and you only have 2 minutes, you actually don't want to take Zwan's Bond. Because you actually want to... There's two options. You can either delay your trinket one use, if that makes sense, and like delay it every other time, or you just go... You become a 2 minute Windwalker again, even with Conduit. Which in my mind, that feels like it sounds bad. Like, that doesn't feel good if you're having to hold your cooldowns for 30 seconds. I think I'd rather just... I think I'd rather hold the trinket. I'd have to actually look at the actual numbers for that, but those are like the two options. But it is possible to play with a 2 minute trinket, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but you do have to adapt to it. The main 2 minute trinket I'm talking about is probably the one from Priory, Signet of the Priory or something. Like, that's a 2 minute that gives you higher secondary stat. So in that case, you would either end up dropping Zwan's Bond, playing like a 2 minute class again, or you would just pop Signet on pull and then pop it at 3 minutes and then pop it at 5 minutes. I can't math very well, but you know what I mean, right? You'd have to hold it, or you'd have to do the other option. I'm just not quite sure which one comes out of the top of my head. I'd have to actually look at some theory crafting. Yeah, I theory craft now. I dabble. I'm not very good at it, but I do it.
5, 4,
Do I need being... Not really in comms for this. Oh!
Jump 3 times.
That boss was hella mad at me. He ran at me. I wonder what we're doing for this. I wonder if we're actually doing mechanics or not. I didn't get a mechanic, so I'm not doing them. Nope, it looks like we're not. Seeing as it just dashed on top of us, are we doing mechanics or not? Boss just like looks at me. Looks at me and charges. Rain of arrows? I'll pop a defensive. I'll probably be fine, right? Spinning crane kick is going to do my top damage again. I know it. Can I survive this? This is probably going to hurt, right? I think I'll be alright. I'll just eat a health pot or something. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be fine. Just walk it off. Just walk it off, bro. Oh, it's not. Fist of Fury actually came out well on top there. Wow. That's probably more about how it should look, to be honest, once the fight actually starts extending in time. Am I getting PI? That's a good question as well. I'm under the impression I'm not. Oh, God, I am. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. It's not real. I'm not getting PI, guys. This is all, like, real logs. It's all me. It's all me, baby. Please. The trinket drops a toy. Yeah, pretty much. Drops a toy. And I don't like playing with toys. That's a lie. I love toys. I have a Rubik's Cube. I got a Rubik's Cube for Christmas. And I didn't know how to do it. But like I told myself, I'm learning how to do this Rubik's Cube. I'm not stopping until I finish this Rubik's Cube. And I literally sat there for like hours every day just doing this cube. Obviously I cheated, right? And I watched a bit of a guide, like how to do it. But that's not the point, right? It still took me ages to learn it. And then I didn't stop until I knew how to do it without like having to watch a guide or anything. Is that cheating? I guess it's cheating to an extent, but in my mind, like I'd never understand how I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think if I had to like do it without like anybody like helping with something like it'd be impossible. I'd still be trying to do it to this day. Yeah. I haven't done it for a while. I don't think I'd be able to remember it right now, but I could remember it back then. That was fun. 4.5 minutes. Ah, you maths. You're a better mathematician than I am. I'm just thinking in my head, is it 4.5 minutes? But yeah, I trust you. I'm not even gonna try work it out. It sounds right. Yes, it is right. Yeah, of course it's right. I don't know. I wouldn't. Don't even know why I doubt.
Shit, it sounds sick, bro. I actually want to try.
All right, let's listen to comms again a bit.
Oh my God.
As we get some of these later bosses. Obviously, Rashanan's no problem. I wonder if he's going to go to the other side of the platform. That'll be an interesting one. Is he actually going to be fast enough for our damage? I'm going to go on the assumption he won't. But he might, like, just go over here or something. Thanks for subscribing, SSJ Senpai. Senpai. Either way. And Adam as well. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. We're just doing Heroic right now, and then we'll go into Mythic. We're basically Valis farming right now, and just kind of bursting down these bosses, because it's real fun to see how much damage we can do in, like, short windows. Playing Conduct Celestial, if you just tuned in. Okay. And we're pulling the boss.
Stand in circle.
When we're ninja pulling the boss as well. It's going down, but it's not fast as I'd like it to. I think he will phase. I think we'll get ads as well. I don't think I've mentioned it as well, but now, with the new, like, Conduit of the Celestial, when you play Raid, you want to pop Storm, Earth, and Fire pretty much the moment you can, your second time, and then, like, every 1 minute 30 after that. That's how you're going to want to play Storm, Earth, and Fire from now on. You want to use it as, like, a damage amplifier, basically. So you want it during Bloodlust, and you want it overlapping with all, like, your big damage still coming out from the initial pull. And that's how you play it at this point. Oh, I didn't get any of those ads. I didn't have a setup for it. I'm an idiot. I could have definitely padded a lot more there. I think I was too focused on trying to get that Fist of Fury out. I'm having some haste problems, some energy problems right now as well. I can salvage this. Come back here. Salvageable, please. No, it's not salvageable. He's in the air. What is he doing? What? What was that? He just like... He looks over there and then he flew backwards and teleported over here. Alright.
Look at Artimo.
That was a little bit on the rougher side, that one. I'm actually going to have to start holding cooldowns there. Because I should have saved that Strike of the Windlord for the next window. But I'm being I'm being greedy because I've been like desensitized to holding cooldowns because I've been a normal. These bosses actually do take longer now. Ovanax for sure is going to take a lot longer as well. I'll probably get 2 conduits out of him. And I'll actually go the Slicing Winds build for that on Heroic because I know it'll take longer. Are the tempered potions needed? In what sense? Like, isn't they the best potions for the season? If that's the question, then yes. Yeah, they are. They're still the best. Like, they haven't added anything extra in terms of, like, enchantments and stuff like that. It's all the same. It's like another reason why two-handers are better, right? Because obviously you get a lot of value from running double enchantments at the start of a season because they're really, like, weighted quite highly. It's like mana oil is... Where is it? What does it give you? Where's mana oil? Mana oil gives you 2/3/2 haste, right? So at the start of the season, that's really good. 2/3/2 haste is a lot. But as you get into, like, Season 2, suddenly that value of 2/3/2 is actually not as much as it was in Season 1, like, comparatively, because obviously you get better gear. Suddenly that, like, number's a lot less. That's why, like, two-handers scale. Like, there's loads of other reasons why two-handers are better, but that's, like, one of them that adds into the... Oop, that adds into it. It's like the same with health pots, right? Health pots don't scale, so at the start of the season, a health pot would take you to full health, like Season 1, The War Within. Now, at max eye level, it probably takes you to half, maybe a bit less. In fact, on the PTR, when I was playing, like, a max eye level build, my Vivifies could crit heal me more than a Algari healing potion did. Oh. Scrap everything I've just said. They buffed what the healing pots did. They were 3-point on PTR. But they haven't buffed, like, mana oil and that. They have buffed the healing pots, though. Right? Because that should have been 3-point odd. Am I crazy? They definitely weren't on the PTR. Unless I'm losing my mind a little bit. It stands the same for, like, mana oils and stuff like that, right? But not for... Okay, not for healing pots, then. I guess they buffed those. Which is kind of good, right? Because in my mind, if this was less than a Vivify, that meant that, like, the value of a healing pot kind of sucked. Loki, like, sucks. I was doing more DPS with 2 one-handers better than the spear. Oh god, we're pulling. I need to switch to Slicing Winds real quick. You can go spear. It's better for, like, AoE fights. I'm going to go it right now. I'm going my two-hander for this AoE fight because I know ads are going to spawn. I probably won't be able to, like, min-max it because it's obviously heroic, so, like, it's not going to be a long fight. But for mythic, I should get more value out of using this. It's also got better stats in it than my other weapons. It doesn't look very good. So I haven't mogged it, so don't worry about that too much. I never used the tempered potions, but I never thought to try them, asking before I drop coins on them. Tempered potions are like your pots that you would use on any raid boss. I definitely advise using them for Windwalker, and you want to line it up with, like, on pull, you want to time it for the Storm, Earth, and Fire, like your first Storm, Earth, and Fire, so then the next ability you press is all your, like, damaging abilities, right? Like your big hitters. That's the best way to line it up.
Collect or stand in circle.
Gotta remember I have Slicing Winds. Oh no, it's bugged. Okay, gotta improvise. It's reset itself. It's no longer hold and release. I'm also going to be greedy here, and I am going to hold Storm, Earth, and Fire. I messed up there as well. I was overthinking something. I'm going to hold Slicing Winds as well, the ads. I don't know if that's worth it, but I'm just going to try to hold everything for the ads. And see what happens. Kind of worked. The ads did just instantly die, though. have got a lot of parasites, though. I'm gonna hold. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like this. This is words. I don't like that my slicing winds is working like this. It's such an annoying bug. I thought I fixed it at the start of stream. I guess I
Collect
did
or
not.
stand in circle.
I think there's a reminder server.
I've been rooted. Who the hell rooted me? Did we get the top? Oh, just about. Not bad, not bad. Spinning carrying kick carried there. Yeah, so like... Sorry, what I was trying to say was like, basically I have this issue with slicing winds where it's meant to be like a push to release, right? I went over it a bit at the start of stream. I have this thing where it should be hold and release. But it's acting like it's it's acting like it's not. And it feels like it does it like, so I press it now, right? I've released my hands. I shouldn't still be charging it up. It does. The only fix I have for it is to remove it from my bars and then re-put it on. It's really annoying. I don't know if it's like a weak or a bartender bug or something, but it caught me by surprise there because I thought I'd fixed it earlier on stream. Definitely not what I want to. I definitely don't like it set up like that. You kind of want a one-tap slicing winds, so that's why I'm not happy with it. Let's see if it's fixed itself. What am I looking for? Slicing winds. Get that off my screen. Try again. Yeah, and now it works. So I literally, every time I switch into my slicing winds build, I'm pretty much going to have to take this off and put it back on until there's a fix. And I'm 99% sure it's a bartender issue, right? It just makes sense because bartender wasn't working on the PTR, or not when I was trying it anyway. So I used Blizzard's UI, so I never had an issue at all. Now I'm getting this issue all the time, and it's really annoying. If you like the hold and release for slicing winds, then you probably don't have this issue. But it is very annoying. I don't know if it's bartender related, but yeah. If you run into that problem, that's why. Also, it's horrible on stairs. It doesn't, like, go the full distance on stairs. It has an awful time on stairs. But otherwise, it's a cool ability. I like slicing winds. I'm a big fan of it. I prefer it for the Celestial Conduit AoE build. Don't get me wrong, like, lightning's cool, but I think lightning just fits better into the Shadow Pan. Hey B&B, how you doing? Have you ever done a key binding video where you show what buttons your primary skills are bound to? No, I haven't done a key binding video, and I don't think I will. For like the main reason that I think everybody has their own key binds, I don't think it's worth like. You know what I mean? Like everybody's key binds are different, and you'll have like a certain button for a certain reason. So if I show you my key binds and then you try to replicate it, it'll take you ages to do so, right? And then even then, it's like it'll feel weird. I feel like every person has to have their own individual keybinds. Like, I get what you mean. Like, maybe my keybinds will be better. But honestly, trust me, they're not. Like, my keybinds are pretty much default from when I started in WoD, right? So, there's no method to the madness. I chose them then, and because they've become so ingrained in my memory, that's what they are. Like, why is my interrupt on R? Makes no sense. Like, R seems like an important button to have, like, anything other than your interrupt on. Like, basically for the entire raid, I don't press R because it's my interrupt button. But if I changed it to anything else, I would lose my mind. I would never interrupt. Yeah, a little bit bad there. What is this? Okay. I should have positioned over here, right? I don't know where I should have positioned there. I should have rolled. I was trying to be greedy. Oh, cool. Oh, this is all bad though. I'm all like unhasted. Oh no, this is so cooked. Oh no. My cooldowns are all in the wrong place. I'm not happy about this one. I'm trying to work out what I want to do from here. I should have sent a Storm Earth and Fire. I'll probably send a double Storm Earth and Fire. The boss is just going to die, right? And then I've got to sit out the group anyway. This is a bad one, guys. Don't look. Don't look. It's all gone bad. Like, I could have gone back in there, but... that's just naughty. Where do we stand? Okay. I'll turn my brain on for that one. Everybody's dead. I can maybe actually pull this back. Hold on. Let me pull this back real quick.
Collect or stand in circle.
Everybody's dead. Hold on, I'm pulling it back. Hold on, I'm salvaging it. I just had to delay my opener. Or something like that. I want to hear what comms are saying. Oh. I was going to say no one's talking in comms. That's not good. This fight is super doable with, like, everybody dead. It's going to take a while. Luckily, I got a res. This should be fine, right? Not fine! Windwalker nimble. Windwalker quick. Alright. It was fine.
That portal in the middle is just so diabolical every time.
Yeah, I don't know who's placing these portals.
It's the tank.
Oh my god, this is so cursed. It's fun though. Like, I feel like a lot of the time I don't get to be like, not like fun. Like, a lot of time in raids I have to like try hard a bit. So it's kind of fun to have like messing around like this. It's actually quite enjoyable. I think I'd have a different opinion if I was lying on the floor right now. But because I got rezzed, I'm alright. But that was so scuffed. That literally reminds me of like any heroic pug that I've ever done Kai'Veza with. But it's a guild run.
Be up the gold you get on raid boss.
And like, I can't speak. I died first. I died in that first portal. But it was tactical, right? Because I died in the first portal, they rezzed me first. You got to think like that when you're playing this game, right? You got to think like 3 steps ahead. If I died in the second wave, there'd be no rezzes left. It's all about playing the long game. Try not to die on the first pull, though, guys. It's not good. Guild went from 1 Windwalker in Season 1 to 5 in Season 2. That is nuts. Airbnb. Like, Windwalkers are good, but I don't think we're not that good. Like, we'll definitely feel good in raid, but I think 5 is a little bit nuts, I'll be honest with you. 2, I think, is alright. 5, I don't know what your guild's cooking. They should have got, like, 5 enhancement shamans or something.
Came when I died.
Makes sense. Monk's just so button bloated. I'm trying to figure out what optimal in my hand. See, I don't like. See, I'm very biased because I only really play Monk. So in my mind, I don't think we're button bloated. I think Brewmaster is button bloated. I guess if I had to say anything about Monk, like I feel like I don't have enough buttons. I feel like Shadowpan it must have the least buttons in the entire game. Damage buttons. Conduit, I can see it though. You have quite a few extra buttons on Conduit, so I can see that being viable.
Jump 3 times.
Ooh, jump 3 times. So I don't know how I should have played this one. I feel like we'll push it too fast for me to get like full value out of the double what's the word I'm looking for? The double damage amp. I feel like I don't even know if he'll charge here. If he charges, I played this bad, and I should have held. He's going to charge, isn't he? Oh, no. Hold on, buddy. Don't charge just yet. Oh, you cheeky chappy. You charged. All right, so I don't get... I should have held at least maybe one storm... Strike of the Windlord maybe for that. I was really confident that he wouldn't charge though. On heroic. I don't know why I was so confident. The health weren't going down that fast. Heroic, I really liked Mythic Silken Court. It's probably one of my favorite Mythic boss fights. But I hated Heroic Silken Court when you pugged it. I feel like you get to this part of the fight, and anybody that got the Dispel mechanic didn't know how to do it. And then it was over, right? The fight was just over.
Collect or stand in circle.
Can I take it? I think I can take it, I'll be honest. Yeah, I just took it.
Where's vibes when you need them?
He liked that one, didn't he?
Oh my god, this fight goes on forever! This is longer than Ansarak took. Why do they have so many goddamn phases? Oh no, someone's... Someone was, Spike. Hello? This boss is bugged. What are you doing? Did you see that? It said I should touch of death right, and then my touch of death icon disappeared, and then it reappeared again 2 seconds later. Amazing, thank you. Should have had more on the ads. Demon Hunter's actually looking really good this patch as well. I have a Demon Hunter ult, and I only looked at the changes before stream because I thought I was going to have to play it. And I was reading them and I was like, oh my god. Hold on. They cooked. You literally don't have to, like, spell rush 24/7 anymore. Like, that was the one thing I hated about Demon Hunter, was that they made you, like, fell rush literally every, like, 10 seconds. Like, all the time you had to fell rush. It's like double fell rush in your opener. I hated it. I hated having to dash to, like, gain damage, but, like, because you could dash into mechanics. Now you only have to do it, like, once every 20 seconds or something. It's amazing. It's a game changer. They've saved the game. So I'm looking forward to playing some of that over the weekend. Brood was defo the worst for pugs in this raid. Yeah, Broodkeeper was horrendous. I like, on my Demon Hunter, I'd join pugs week after week because I was trying to gear it. And we'd get to Broodkeeper and, like, it was just not possible. Like, in the nicest way. It just wasn't possible, right? Like, you'd watch people get the egg mechanic and you just see them not go over the egg, and it was just so because you knew the moment one person doesn't do it, like one person maybe doesn't know, like, the fight quite in and out, and then it's over. Like, you can't recover because that egg pops and no one notices it pop and you don't kill the ad, and it's just, and then everybody leaves after one pull. Yeah, definitely the worst. I guess Amtrak was also bad, but if you had enough people that were like who say they could do the mechanics, then you were fine. Yeah, Brood was probably the worst one.
Real quote, by the way.
5, 4,
Don't believe.
2, 1.
Collect or stand in circle.
Here we go. Ansarak. Do I stand in the bad stuff again this time? Probably not, right? I think this boss actually hurts.
Yes.
Have we, I wonder, do we have poppers?
You did not. You did
Oh god, there's actual mechanics on this fight. There were no web blades on normal, were there? I forgot that there were web blades in this fight.
spread out a bit.
How are we doing this? I'm going in 1. I'm telling you right now.
Oh shit, the ring.
We've got 6 stacks. Okay. I'll just pop Diffuse Magic right and I'll take no damage.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright. Cool fight.
Go on.
Should we go to the middle now, no? could probably have padded on those, but I'm so instinctive to, what's the word? Oh, I almost went back into that. I'm so instinctive to Tiger's Lust myself the moment those go on top of me. I just instantly removed it. I think we are going to have to actually move back.
We know what you're like here on Heroic. Oh, that's crazy. I just
Oh. I have cooldowns, but popping them right now would be absolutely bait. Like if I pop them now, I'd like lose everything. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold them. Sounds crazy, but it is the best thing to do.
We need a tank, guys.
I'm gonna hold them for the ads. It feels really weird to do so, but I feel like because it's heroic, everything's gonna die so quickly. Popping any of these right now is such a waste. It's probably even a waste up there, but that's the best place I can think of coming up.
Nope. I'm on the damn Zaza side.
I don't even know if I should have striked with the Windlord there. Probably not, actually.
Competent tank.
That was probably a silly move, but I'm gonna live with my decisions.
Yeah. I just fucking GA'd like an idiot again.
Collect or stand in circle.
I'm not happy with anything I'm doing on this fight. I'll be quite honest with you.
If you didn't know from when I fucking got gripped at him. This is absolutely over.
You won't get any ones. Don't feel too good.
I pulled it back, but I hated absolutely every cooldown I popped there. Everything just went wrong. At the end of the day, I'm still learning it too, guys. Like,
Range stand in the corner.
I've only played this is the first time I've played it properly in a raid. I guess I had some PTR testing. I practiced it when doing the guide, but oh my god, like lining up stuff with actual boss mechanics. It's kind of cooked. I think I don't have enough time for another Swan, so I'm just going to pop my storm thingy now. Yeah, I think I'm right as well. I think popping Storm Earth and Fire there was the best thing to do. Do I pad on the ads? I do. Oh my god.
Who gripped you?
He got gripped back in. That spooked me. Not bad, but that was all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. To be fair though, my raid leader tank, I think, went on the wrong platform. Oh, funny. And now we're going to do Mythic. So now it's actual boss fights, guys. The fun's over. We've got to lock in. No more fun. Well, there'll be a bit of fun, actually. No, I lie. Mythic's chill. The amount of people that would... Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're gonna get
I see that every
plenty of
monk
raid
build...
tickets next year, guys.
I see that every monk build uses Crackling Jade Lightning talents now. Is it really necessary? I hate that spell. It's not necessary. It's not like necessary. Like in M+, you don't have to. In M+, I actually prefer the Slicing Winds build, which is the AoE like alternative. You can go Slicing Winds down this one and not do Lightning. The single target, going forward, like at the moment, because we're such low item level and we're all dual wielding and our stats are all over the place, it's not as strong as it could be, but eventually Lightning will get better. Even for single target, right? For single target, just Last Emperor's Capacitor can definitely see play. As well as that, in like when I say AoE fights next tier, what I mean is like, well, okay, let me put it another way. When I say single target fights next tier, what I mean is like not a pure single target fight, because there's only one in the entire raid, one pure single target fight. The rest of the single target fights are intermittent ad spawns, so it's single target for like, I don't know, 60-70% of the fight, and then ads will spawn, you kill them, and then back to the boss, sort of a thing. In those fights, then Crackling Jade Lightning with the Chain Lightning is really good. It's really good because it kind of like outvalues Slicing Winds, right? Slicing Winds gets value from constantly dealing damage to a lot of targets, whereas the Crackling Jade Lightning gets loads of value from every like 20 stacks, then hitting loads of targets, which is like ideal for a boss fight that spawns ads every like so often. So Slicing Winds, I really doubt we'll see play in the raid, but the lightning build on any fight that has like that, like Vexy, for instance, the first boss, or the third boss, Rick Reverb, they all have like ads that pop up every so often. They're probably definitely going to see the lightning build. It's just going to be better. I don't mind the lightning build. I like the lightning build predominantly because it's just a button you press like every so often, like not even that often. Like pretty much 20 stacks. Like there's a few like rules that you can follow based on what you're playing, or like a few exceptions to like rules of when you use it. But like most of the time you only press it when it's 20. So you're barely pressing it like every only 40 seconds or so, maybe like a minute. So it's really not something you have to worry about that much. Can I explain the Heart of the Jade Serpent for dummies? All I see is a quick Fist of Fury. I just can't see the cooldown reduction. So when you're in the heart window, basically Strike of the Windlord, it cooled down itself. Like Strike of the Windlord gets cooled down, Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury, Whirling Dragon Punch. They all get 75% cooldown for 6 seconds. So basically, Strike of Windlord will reduce itself to about like 25 seconds. Fist of Fury, I can't off the top of my head work out what it does. But what the point is that basically they get big cooldown reductions during that time. So when you chain heart windows, all four of those abilities get like just big cooldown reduction. So like you might not notice it so much, but like the reason you can use Fist of Fury in a heart window, then pop Celestial Conduit, and then in your second heart window, Fist of Fury again. Oh, there's a lot of background noise. I'm trying to think while I explain this. It's like, hold on. Best way to visualize it is with Fist of Fury, I think. Where is this ability? Where do I keep it? Where do I keep Fist of Fury? It's not my talents, is it? Oh my god, it is. So Fist of Fury, right? 20-second cooldown. So if I Fist of Fury at the start of the fight during a heart window, and then 5 seconds later, I use my Celestial Conduit, and then I'm in another heart window, that will... And then by the end of that heart window, only 10 seconds has passed, right? But I can Fist of Fury again. Because it's got a 75% cooldown, it's allowed this ability to come back in that window time, if that makes sense. As well as Rising Sun Kick, Strike of the Windlord. So it's like this big cooldown, like, reactor. And that's why I mean it's so fast-paced, because all of these, like, big heavy hitters all get their cooldown reduced. Once the heart window's over, they snap, like, they don't snap back, but they basically stop cooldown. So it's just for that 6 seconds that you get a 75% increased cooldown. Like, I don't know what the exact figures of how much you get from a Fist of Fury is, but
1324.
1324. It's enough that you can, like, you'll see now. I will Fist of Fury, and then within like 10 seconds, I'll do my second Fist of Fury, right?
Jump 3 times.
Oh, you know he got offered a job in Germany, and he didn't fucking
So I Fist of Fury now. I'm in my first heart window, right? And now I'm going into my second heart window. Fist of Fury is already off cooldown. And now my Fist of Fury is already off cooldown again, right? And then it will come off cooldown again, because you know, like, it's basically a chain reaction, but it's not even just Fist of Fury, right? I'm using Fist of Fury as an example, but at the same time, my Whirling Dragon Punches, my Strike of the Windlords, everything's just been constant cooldowning. Hello? I was not in that. What? What? Was I in that? How did that not kill me, by the way? I was not in that. What? Am I crazy? Unless they moved on top of me and I just didn't notice. Well, I definitely can't be in that. I think I just get one shot, right? I don't think I've ever double soaked, so I don't know what happens. I don't think I want to find out what happens. So we'll get one more heart window here. I'm just trying to line it up one more time with Fist of Fury. Alright, we'll get one more heart window. Oh, this is it. Come on. Nice, and we got one more Fist of Fury, and then when he comes out, we'll pop him with everything, and he will die. He will perish. Back to the Shadow Realm with you, Olgrax. And that will be my last Olgrax kill ever. My god, it's exciting. It's exciting, guys. we get excited here on this channel.
But we are in spot
I'm not going to pop anything too crazy here, because I'm a dirty little padder. I'm not even going to pop my Fist of Fury, I'll be honest. Did I say I'm a dirty little padder? I'm a dirty little log padder. Does that make more sense? Dirty little log padder. I'll try to get some spinning crane kick stacks up, actually. I'll try to get some chi as well, while I'm at it. Go on, give me some chi. One more hit. Nice. Alright. Oh, I almost walked into that.
Jump 3 times.
I'm such a dirty little padder. It's actually disgusting. Not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. I don't know what that is. Olgrax is a hard one to tell unless you've got logs up. Is this heroic? No, we're finally on mythic. This is mythic airbrush.
Was really good last week too.
Airbrush? Airbnb brush? There we go. Got it right second time. Yeah, so now we're in mythic. We've done normal, we've done heroic, and now we're doing mythic. We're not doing the full of mythic though. We're just doing to 6, I think. The main thing was to get Valor Stones, but also not to like... Basically, we don't want to...
Actually, it's a great change.
We don't want to like, not tilt ourselves, I guess, but like burn ourselves out. Like this is meant to be like a recovery week, I guess, from like constantly playing. And then next week it's go hard, isn't it? So this is kind of like a... Kind of chill, fun, kill some bosses, get in the flavor of our new gear, new builds and stuff like that. But not have to like struggle trying to prog Ansrac and stuff, because you can also end up in situations where a new patch comes out like this, and like bosses like Ansrac later on and stuff can get super buggy. I could imagine Silken Court Mythic being super buggy. I don't know if I want to find out. Like, you basically don't want to tilt yourself, I guess, before you have to actually play the game next season. So yeah, Mythic right now. I was thinking does Unity Within give Mastery hit combo? Unity Within doesn't. But Celestial Conduit should do. It's every damaging ability. Off the top of my... Yeah, it should be every damaging ability. It's why Flying Serpent Kick used to give it, but it doesn't anymore because they removed the damage. So that's something I used to do. I used to use Flying Serpent Kick a lot to keep hit combos up during, like, you remember Sarcraft, that boss, when he sent you down to, like, the Shadow Realm, and it was really awkward to, like, keep hit combos up? You had to do some crazy Crackling Jade Lightning, even to keep them up. Hit combos, stayed up a lot shorter. You could use, like, a Flying Serpent Kick to basically keep it up during those instances, but they removed that in the War Within. I'm pretty sure Conduit will, though. But that's a good question. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I should know that. It'd be my safe guess to say yes. When do you suppose we should be replacing our Season 1 tier set with Mythic non-tier pieces? I'm going to say sim yourself, right? Because you should always sim yourself with a new piece of gear. It's just good practice. But on top of that, I'm going to say it's probably going to be likely early. Because our tier piece from Season 1, right, only gave you like a 1%, 2% overall, like damage, which is nothing, right? So it's actually really bad, our tier piece from Season 1.
Who's on which side, bro?
Like, it low-key sucks, so you'll be replacing it earlier than you
Left,
think.
2-4 right, I've already said it.
Right.
Okay?
But it's...
So you have to turn on your mental faculties.
But it's definitely worth simming yourself at all times, but likely quite early on. Especially if you get, like, the new 2 set quite early on. But, again, it's worth simming it.
To me, it's just made it up. Get a fucking dictionary.
Sounds like a cop-out, right? Just sim yourself, but genuinely it's the best advice I can it's the best advice I can ever give you about gearing.
Select or stand in circle.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Ben. Ça va?
Looks like we're going under.
Any Frenchies.
Making shit up now.
If we had a French person in the guild, they would verify that was perfect French.
Oh, we're jumping to the moon on this one.
Yeah.
Trans.
Oh, he got stunned by the new trinket. That's funny.
Unseeming blight. Invoke terrors.
Alright, so my next strike, the Windlord, I'm actually going to hold, right? Because I need that to line up with my Zwan, because this boss is going to die too fast for me to delay like my entire massive burst window. So I fist now, because that will come back up at the exact same time. But strike, I am 100% holding now. So it might slow down a little bit for a second. But that's okay. It all makes sense in the long game.
Collect or stand in circle.
And now I need this boss to stay alive long enough for this all to have paid off. Basically. Come on, pay off. You
What was it again? Say it again.
almost beat the Demon Hunter. Couldn't quite. What do you think about Mark of the Crane getting nuked? I think it's fine, eh? Like, at the end of the day, it wasn't that hard to get Mark of the Crane stacks on targets, right? Like, Mark of the Crane stacks, like, they made it really easy to do it in the War Within. Like, you could do it just through a Strike of the Windlord with Rushing Jade Wind. Storm, Earth, and Fire, you could practically get it all the time in Mythic Plus. Like, you rarely had any downtime on it. So you're pretty much at 5 stacks anyway, right? This just means now as well, like, when, like, ads spawn on a boss fight and you have a Storm, Earth, and Fire up, you don't have to build up the stacks before the, like, the warriors and that one-shot it. You can actually instantly spinning Crane Kick for your full damage. So I think that's a plus side of it. And to be honest, I'll be controversial. I like it in single target. It's an extra button to press. It procs a lot. It helps us with our energy and stuff. I like it. I genuinely do. I'm a big fan of being able to spinning Crane Kick in single target. It did lose a bit of value in, like, 5+ targets, sure. But at lower target numbers, it's stronger. And yeah, I just think it's really, like, helpful with balancing resources as well. And it slaps. Like, I like it. I very much enjoy it. I think it's a fine change. I won't miss it. But I see the argument as well as, like, it's like almost like a thing that Windwalkers had for, like 9 years, right? It's like a very Windwalker-esque thing to have Mark of the Crane. And they did just kind of remove it without... like, you should have seen the patch notes when they removed it. They called it a talent first. It's not a talent right now. Like, if you looked in your talent tree and tried to find it, you wouldn't... Because the only mention of Mark of the Crane was if you hovered over spinning Crane Kick, the ability itself. So that was funny. Yeah, it was just very nonchalant the way they were just like, yeah, we removed Mark of the Crane. And they didn't say anything else on it. It was just like, okay. This fundamental Windwalker mechanic for like the past 9 years. Alright, sure. Cool, Blizzard. Why not? But gameplay-wise, I don't mind it. Isn't it better for single target for spinning Crane Kick? Yeah, spinning Crane Kick's really good in single target now. It's like a 52% increase than what it was previously. You'd still only press it when you get Chi-Ji right, but now you literally build yourself into a way that you get Chi-Ji all the time. So yeah, really good in single target. It's stronger at 2 targets, it's stronger at 3 targets, it's stronger at 4 targets, it's weaker at 5 targets. That's the basics of it. And anything more than 5 as well, I should add. So yeah, a bit weaker, more targets, a lot stronger, less targets. But it balances out near, like, you know, the 3-4 target mark, right? It's just the lower end cleave where it's like, ooh, that's nice. I miss old Monk pulling 56 mobs and face rolling my keyboard when buttons glow. That sounds like Shadowlands Monk. I've heard a lot of things about Shadowland Monk. It's the only time I didn't really play Monk. The only expansion I didn't play Monk. I played a Rogue for like the first tier, and then my computer broke, so I didn't play anymore. But from what I've heard, that was like maybe not everyone's favorite iteration of Monk, but definitely like the strongest iteration of Monk, right? Like, it was just absurdly strong. It would have been fun to have played it then. Like, so strong that you ignored your mastery. Like, to me, that's insane. But it was just that good. I think I won't mismarket the crane, but it'll feel weird in M+ without seeing the stacks on spinning crane kick. Yeah, I mean, at first I was like kind of like that as well when I was doing a lot of the PTR, but eventually, like, now I see button glow and I'm like, damn, I don't even have to worry about stacks. It's just like one thing to track, especially when you've got a fair bit more to track with Celestial Conduit. Maybe in Shadowpan it wouldn't be so bad because there's like nothing to track in Shadowpan. Maybe like your Shadow Flurry strikes and that's it. But yeah, I don't mind it, honestly. I'm not too opposed to that change. I pretty much like every single change they made this PTR cycle, I'll be honest. Like, genuinely, I'm very happy with the changes. I don't think there's a single one I don't like. Which is saying a lot, because I usually don't like the things they do to Monk. I only started playing in Shadowlands. And then you must have felt like you went from Monk at its highest, and then you must have seen it just slowly decline through the years.
There's some posh English.
Hey, at least you got to see the peak.
Yep.
It's like Evokers, right? Orc Vokers have lived at the peak for like the past 2 years, and now they're finally going to face reality, and they are losing their minds. They don't know what it's like to suffer, but now they're finally going to
Select or
see.
stand in circle.
Yeah, then they come to London and find out everyone's chat.
What is the chat?
Council House and Violent, no?
That is great.
Degenerates who run around in hoodies and shoplift
It's a derogatory UK term for anybody watching. A chav.
roadmen.
It's a very common term as well. Basically for rough people. That's what it stands for. What I said. I won't say it again. But that is what it stands for. What is that rogue damage? Is that rogue okay?
The whole not leaving the house kind of disqualifies me, to be honest.
I can't be a man of the world.
Exactly. I'm a chairman. But
Oh my god, that rogue damage is absurd.
Of what? The guild.
yeah.
I need my next burst window. I need my next burst window stat.
We're actually going to take some damage on this bro.
Oh. What do you mean take damage? I have no defensives. Now, I could pop cooldowns right now, but he's going to do his phase thing. And if I do that, I'd be absolutely trolling. So I am going to hold. See? See? Yeah, I remember tactics.
Collect or stand in circle.
And now we just pop everything. And we go back to the top. Kind of.
If we have chavs in Gotland. Or just throw
Oh, we go up. I'll take it. Oh, hello. The boss just jumped straight back to me. Just where I wanted you. Hello, welcome back, Sick Crew.
Everyone's cordial.
To be fair, that's
And now my damage is probably just going to fall off. Good though, like you see what I mean though by the burst windows, right? You do a burst window and you'll go to the moon. It'll feel amazing, but then outside of it, you slowly drop off. It's just how it is.
the north-south divided is good.
Like that aspect of Conduit hasn't changed from season 1.
Yeah.
The Cotswolds or
Spinning crane kick again. It ain't a joke of an ability. Not even close as well, right? That's like a full 2% more. What'd the rogue do? Secret techniques. Wow.
Actually got an answer.
You can see how balanced our damage is as well. Like, look at this. No, I don't want to compare. Hold on. Like, that's probably a bad one. But if you look over here, you can see, like, my top damaging ability was 9%. My second was, like, just 6. My third was 6. My one before was 5. Like, We don't have like one ability just solo carrying us. Like I think our damage is very well balanced. Like sometimes you'll like see like a class that does like there, for example, Mortar Strike, 30% of your damage. You know what I mean? Like I do like how balanced it is, and it feels a little bit more balanced. I know that's only one fight to judge it off of, right? A little bit early, but I do like that about Windwalker a lot. How a lot of our damage matters. It doesn't feel like you're like a one-button class. Thanks for subscribing, Henry. Henry? Did I get that right? Probably not. Don't tell me if I didn't. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Changes are good, but way few compared to others. They got one whole page of changes, and Windwalker got a 2-sentence. Yeah, but it's like quantity over quality, right? Like, I think none of our changes were bad. And they're good quality of life. I mean, you can always compare it to other specs, right? But you can, I've heard from some classes, like, they got loads of changes, but they're all, like pointless or, like, not good. Like, Enhancement got changes where they just changed what their damage was. Like, it didn't really change much at all. I feel like all of our changes had a reason. It gave us something new. It was a quality of life fix or a change to a hero talent or a way that we actually work. I don't know. I'm just optimistic. I'm an optimistic monk. I'm not optimistic in life, by the way. But when I play, like, when I talk about Windwalker and stuff, I'm optimistic. You gotta be. Everything's gonna be okay. Is one's Battle Gear no longer played? In a lot of content, it's not. Like, it's not unplayable, but there are certain conditions you have to have for it. I do go over it in the guide, though. That'll be out tomorrow. There are, like, some builds that you do, but not that much. It's more so for Shadowpan. Because Conduit gets so much cooldown, right? That you don't really need the extra cooldown on Fist of Fury. Like, 'cause it just, like, it just works so well. Just the hero talent cooldown from Heart of the Jade Serpent. It's a little bit overkill. It doesn't mean it's a bad talent by any means, and it can definitely be run in certain builds, but it's just not Prio 1 anymore. Like, I think it's an option. I think it's better in AoE, like M+. You could go, like, Swan's Battle Gear and Slicing Winds, for instance, for AoE, and that would be a bit better. But for single target, it's just not as good. Because we're spinning crane we're spinning crane kick single target class now. I like Destro Lockless Chaos Bolt. It's 99% of their damage. It's an iconic spell though. When you see that flying across the room, you're like, damn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Collect or stand in circle.
I'm gonna try keep. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna try keep one spinning crane kick. So now we can instantly spinning crane kick, right? So I didn't have to get stacks there. So suddenly I am the warrior now. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of the things I like about the Mark of the Crane changes, right? I no longer have to build up stacks on those ads to deal damage to them. Instantly it does max damage. Those ads all died. I am the new warrior. Sit down, Blade Stormers. They're crying right now. A bit over the top, but you get what I mean, right? Like we can instantly deal max damage with it. You don't have to build it up, which for bosses like this can make a difference. I refuse to interrupt during Fist of Fury. I'm sorry. So I'm going to save a spinning crane kick again now, right? For the next ad set that's about to come in. I might not be able to, though. No, I can't. That is a little bit annoying. If I get one naturally... Oh, I rolled. I had to... Oh, I got locked in. I had to roll there. But I rolled... like, I had to roll there, not the way I did.
Stand in circle.
I've used a lot of my defensives. I better not get the mechanic. I will. I know I will. But I have diffuse magic and a hellstone. I'll be alright. Oh.
Everyone else go a bit to the left.
It's a prank, bro.
Defensive.
Oh, I just can't beat the Demon Hunter. I think getting trapped in that web was my undoing. But once again, spinning crane kick. Well, now it's about 10%, but like getting those ads was insane value. Not quite. Oh no. I guess that's an arm warrior, right? There's not too much of a... Do they care that much about ads? Probably not. Either way, yeah. We just the instant value now you can get on things like that actually makes a big difference. And it's another reason why I do not mind the Mark of the Train changes. You know what I mean? Remember that time when I joined Guild Discord and I didn't realize that I hadn't muted myself and I just started talking to chat? That was really cringe. Man, that feels like a long time ago. I'm not still cringing about that. Oh, I bring a piece on Z as well. Good. Oh, is that because you saw it on my Z? Yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah, I like ring a piece on Z. Like the method to my madness is like my defensives tend to be on my C's and V's. So like I have C's and then shift V's and shift C's. My heals are like F and E's. My AoE abilities always have to be on my Q. Like everybody's got weird reasons why they have a keybind. Those are just mine.
Maybe AJ has a stream on, so you have to donate to get a response.
Who don't know.
It's just flaming his PTS like team that he's coaching.
League coach.
Yeah, lead coach, yeah.
What's the diagonal line that keeps appearing in fights? It's a macro, not macro, it's a weak aura for my treacherous transmitter. So if I press it
Jump
now...
3 times.
Okay, of course it does the jump 3 times. But it's like a weak aura that basically shows me where the orb or the platform will be. It's always at your 2 o'clock, but it just helps. Like, I don't even notice the line that much anymore. But like, initially, the line helped out. But once you know it always spawns at your 2 o'clock, you just run that way naturally anyway. But it basically points you in the direction of where the thing you have to stand in or pick up is for your buff. Is the short of it.
And here I am sitting in my chair, having ground
I really hope Blizzard doesn't nerf spinning crane kick for single target. I feel like whenever an AoE spell performs well for single target, they'd love to nerf hammer it. See, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't even know if they considered that this would happen. Like, it sounds weird, right? But I feel like they wanted to change how Mark of the Crane worked literally for the next tier's tier set, because the tier set kind of works the same way. It stacks up damage for spinning crane kick and rising sun kick, right? So it feels like they were kind of like the same mechanic. So I feel like they removed it for that.
One of those people.
They probably didn't, right?
What's wrong with a bit of fur?
But it's a weird one. I do actually probably need to look at the sheets for this. Yeah, their actual positions for Kai'Veza. As well as this, I need my notes on. I need to know when it's defensive.
It's all over, boys.
Panic.
I'm calling it.
Set this as personal note, but I need to remove all my cooldowns. I don't care about them.
Olga could kill. So.
Two.
I'm in shambles. They're gonna buff it tonight, actually. Yeah, they're gonna buff it.
I just came up with offenses for this. I don't care about my DPS cooldowns. I'm just winging DPS cooldowns. 1, 2.
But if they
Actually,
buff all, people to get their pitchforks out.
Yeah, alright. I just want to know when to Fortifying Brew diffuse magic on this fight, because they're very specific times to do it.
Need a god comp.
That are the best. I guess, for lack of better words.
Always be a god con.
Where am I stood for this boss? I'm gonna say orange.
I think it's orange and blue.
I keep thinking like,
Are we just following run 1 mechanics for this? The sheet.
Yeah, just do that.
Alright. Cool. I'm orange.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, advancing this. Yeah, because we're not doing the last two bosses of Mythic, guys. I said it a bit earlier, but we're not here to like struggle and progress. Not progress, but like we could run into situations on these bosses for
We do.
like either like one pull and you one shot it, or you know you're on there for a while and things going rad. We don't want to tilt ourselves. We're basically here for Valor Stones and a bit of fun. And you can see I'm already on 1,000, so
Hey, Augment
that's
Room.
going in good for next
Yeah.
season.
Augment Rune 2.
Augment Rune 2.
Column
Augment Room
10,
2.
row,
Oh my
row 4.
god.
Column 10, row 4.
Nope, check the logs.
Yeah, check the fucking logs. We fucking yoinked
Check
it.
the fucking log.
Yoink.
I don't think anyone yoinked. I think I just put
Oh,
12 in instead of.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
What am I looking for? Where's my banters?
That
I'm
is so
saying
sick
you
of me.
We have a bit of
Make
downtime. I'll see if I can
sure
get the
it's
logs up
open
for these
routes.
fights. See
I'm
what
on
we
snake
did.
drama.
You got me. My hands are up.
Alright. These logs don't really matter, but let's see.
Okay.
98 for Asher. Not bad. Oh my god, there's too many. We'll only look at the mythic ones because
Earth Mother, please. Let us get a clean kill here.
we don't... Ooh, 93. That's poor, that's
I want to
poor.
go back to farming scrap.
Bloodbound.
Come on, let's do it for AJ.
Oh, we got a rank 100 on the Bloodbound. Oh, that's heroic. Ignore that, guys. I got really hyped. It's heroic. Oh, we got a 99 for Olgrax Mythic. That was good. Alright, I need to pull this boss. I'll look back at those in a bit. I got so hyped for that 100 on Bloodbound. A heroic variation, by the way.
3, 2, 1.
Jump 3 times.
Oh my god. I got hasted out the wazzo there.
Should you go out far enough?
So I don't know how Celestial Conduit actually plays on this fight, right? Because obviously I've never run it on this fight. I pop Storm with Fire there because it's the best thing to do, like, generally. But if I get the mechanic, I've screwed up. I didn't get the mechanic. I did get the mechanic. I punished myself. I'm a donkey. I'm a donkey.
Okay, mid.
Never lucky. Oh.
Get in the middle. Use your health pot if you need it.
I actually got so screwed over by getting that mechanic there. The odds were in my favor as well, but I wouldn't.
Done moving now. Through the boss.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do it again next time as well. Be safe there. It's just better to be safe. I want to kill these bosses. I don't want to wipe.
Careful now. Stay close to the boss in the middle.
I want a Whirling Dragon Punch so bad. But you know, like when you know the moment you Whirling Dragon Punch and it's just... It's asking for trouble. See, my Celestial Conduit, right, is coming up during this intermission. I've never dealt with this in my life, but...
Jump 3 times.
Here we go. Here we go. I guess we're going full damage mode during this intermission.
We're right.
Fortifying
Mechanics are for
glue innate.
cars.
Diffuse magic innate.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. I'm trying to do, like, pure damage while surviving. Oh, Lord.
Big defensive now.
It doesn't feel good, I'll tell you that much. Wait, everybody's dead. Definitely killable. These bosses, like, go down so fast with, the new changes to all the classes and stuff, right? Like, this is Mythic Kaibeza at, like, 30% health. Oh, I'm in a little bit of a spell of no procs. So a little bit of a... Oh, we're going to pull them nasty here. Oh, it wasn't too bad. They are a bit close. I kind of want the mechanic now, because if I get the mechanic now, I can't get it next time. And I didn't get it, which means it's going to overlap with my cooldowns. Panic! What? You naughty boy.
That was the official bit of that point.
see here is.
Do you have Storm Earth and Fire on a macro and Zwan? No, I don't. I have them on separate buttons. Storm Earth and Fire is on G and Zwan is on Shift 5.
Yeah, it should be
Don't ask why.
purple.
It just is.
Oh, good.
Because there'll be situations where you don't want to like use the abilities at the same time. Like very rarely, but like and they yeah. Like I used to have them on the same cooldown, but it's just better practice not to.
Maybe we could have run that.
No, it's just not possible.
Diagonal line might be from the weak core for treacherous transmit. Yeah, Matt, it was. You are correct. It's a bit wank, but doing the campaign almost caps you for stones. Yeah, that's true. I think we just wanted like a quick thing as well. Obviously not everybody wants to do the campaign and stuff. It's also like a bit of fun to get some last bit of raiding in, a bit of a fresh like look at the new rotations as well, just before the next tier comes out. Season, you know what I mean, raid. But it's also good for Valor Stones. But yeah, I know that I need to get crests as well from the campaign, so I'll probably do that over the weekend or something.
Guys, how do I tell like the people that were subbed to me that
I manifested that shit. I did. I manifested a lot of things. This time though, I can't possibly get the overlap. Like the numbers just don't stack up. They're in my favor that I don't. So I'm gonna do it again. The definition of insanity? What's that?
Yeah.
Thanks for subscribing, Lewis. I'm gonna say Lewis, but probably isn't. I appreciate it,
Jump
Luis.
3 times.
I don't know. I'm so bad with names. Like actually atrocious. Don't subscribe to my channel, otherwise I'll butcher your name. Wait. Hold up. Wait, what did I just say? I'm gonna pop it. Like I literally cannot possibly get it again. Impossible. Oh, you dirty game. Oh, I didn't even get to Karma there. That is annoying. The boss was just out of range of my touch of Karma. It'll be right. It's whatever. It's whatever. Oh, I got punished.
I had a hunter next to me that was blocking my way.
It does mean I have touch of Karma for the intermission, so I can focus a little bit more on the padding there. And then we'll save Strike of the Windlord now for the next overlap. And Fist of Fury should come back at the same time. Where am I stood? Orange? Orange sounds right, doesn't it?
Collect or stand in circle. Fortifying brew in 8.
Fortifying Brune 8? How far through that 8-second timer am I?
Diffuse magic in 8.
Oh. There's too much going on. What is this? There's no way there should be that many people on orange. I'm gonna say it right now. The whole raid felt like they were on orange. Note to self, if we're going to the intermission again, I'm going over to yellow.
Everyone else. Backwards. Sorry. Talking about mark dashes. Two to the right.
It couldn't be me. Oh, it isn't. Which means I'm going to get them in my cooldowns again. This game is actually so cooked, Blizzard. They know what they're doing as well. Alright, there's like a 2% chance it's not me for the next set. And I'm going to go on the assumption that it's not. Oh, I can't, can I?
Jump 3 times.
You know what? I goddamn can. I'm going to get lucky. It couldn't be me. It's not me! We pump now. Holy shit.
Stay close to the boss. She go out.
Oh! Oh, the daggers are trying! The orbs are trying! That was... That's actually maybe my favourite Kai'Meza ever. I got so lucky there. That was insane, it all lined up. Oh my god. Spinning crank kick top damage in a 4-minute fight, by the way. Blizzard cooked on this one.
We do about who says we skip route to a sun. Put a goddamn one in the chat.
Oh, we might actually be doing the... Oh, I think they might just... Okay, I think everybody's voting to not...
Okay, half stone, half stone, half stone.
Oh.
Wait, I've got a weapon, Transmitter, maybe this one wants.
You even upgrade that? No,
Are we doing other raids? Are we doing a run too? I was told we weren't.
might actually be...
Let me double check, guys.
Can you upgrade if you've already got like the higher item level?
Maybe.
Is fixating still important on Storm, Earth, and Fire? No, you don't have to fixate. Like you can do if you want to do funnel damage, but there are like potential bugs with fixating. Like if you fixate on a target and it dies, there's a chance your clones will just kind of like lose their minds or forget what they're doing, and they won't then like attack properly.
I mean, it's not
I
it's not best in slot, so it's not good.
I get that question a lot actually, and I didn't understand why initially, but it's because of Shadowlands, isn't it? There used to be a thing where you'd fixate and you did more damage, didn't you? Like a thing. From what I understand. Like there are some bosses where you would fixate, or some situations, like when you want to fully tunnel in on a boss, right, and you don't want to do the ads. Like Silken Court is the best example I have of this raid where fixating was really, really important to do. But otherwise, like, not really. Genuinely not really. Coordinated assault conduit, yeah. Like in my mind, I thought people were just asking if it was like worth like funnel damage. I never knew it was conduit until someone mentioned it a couple of streams ago, and it kind of made sense why I got asked that quite a few times. But yeah, no, yeah. Unless you're going for like an amp damage on a target or a buff, an amp damage on a target, or you really need to kill a specific thing super fast and there's loads of targets around, then nah, you're good.
Just shit like that. It's good practice, you know, and you can do that for all the bosses.
I have Mapaxable. It's gonna be tomorrow.
I also want to know that in terms of waking up,
it's gonna be tomorrow, early probably.
I recommend waking up at like 6 AM. Okay, it's gonna be a long ass day. You know, big raid. 1 or 2 extra hours.
Sorry, I'm just listening to my raid leader right now. Okay? It's the last time I'm gonna hear him until the raid next week, so it's important.
Wake up at a fucking sensible time, like 7, 8 AM, than waking up at fucking 4, 5, 6 AM. Okay, I'm telling you, ain't gonna make a difference, and all it's gonna do is tire you out by the time we get to the end of a raid night. Okay, and you gotta understand that when the raid starts, we are on the clock. Okay, you know, if we wipe on heroic, that is a wipe that we can have on mythic. And, you know, on a hard boss, a boss that's worth wiping on. Now, don't get me wrong, we will wipe a little bit in heroic. Okay, I'm not expecting to just go and one-shot everything, but you get my point. Okay, you know, the faster we go through heroic, the faster we get to mythic, the more pulls we get on the hard bosses, and all to our advantage, you know. So.
Sorry, I'm being silent while I listen, but I've got an 100 and Nexus Princess, so I'm trying to show my excitement through a mouse. I know it's like 11.1, so no one's pulled the boss, but still. It feels good.
Awesome work, everyone. Most people now should probably be good to go on Valor Stones. I struggle to think now. If you need more after tonight, then I don't even fucking know. Just make sure you get to like...
Get this ad off my screen. It's hiding my logs. Hello?
You'll be fine, okay?
It's hiding my numbers.
We'll post some more stuff in terms of what you should do with delves and keys. Like, Gaza posted a message today that is relevant. We will put out a summary post on delves and keys one more time before the patch launches, okay? As always, any questions, just
life coaching by raid lead. You're damn right.
Okay.
I love a good raid leader who like just does it all. Like, it's hard to be a raid leader. I've had a friend who like raid led me for years, and like hearing like the backside of what like they go through, it's a lot. Like, it's a very stressful thing. But having one that like like just knows what they're talking about and pep talks you. Like they motivate you when like
But for
you need to get
example,
things done.
You can
That's what makes a good raid
potentially
leader, I think.
pre-farm them now.
And I like
For
my raid
example,
leader.
If you get the pinnacle cash now, you hand it in, you get it in your bag.
Are we actively going for
You might
race
be
to
able
world
to
first?
just
No,
use
we're not
cash
that good.
on reset
We'll go for
instead
Hall of
getting
Fame.
for example.
The skill's got like Hall of
So,
Fame every time it's tried.
If you do
So
a
like
list
high
this
rank
week,
Hall of Fame.
don't use anything. Like,
I don't know
for
what the
example,
official like
Force
target
Tree,
is. I don't think there's
use
like an
a thing.
official target.
Awakening Machine, don't use
But
the items.
as high as we can
Leave
get.
all these items in your bag,
Um,
and maybe on reset you can just pop.
we
all
got Hall
them
of
in
Fame
the
last
same
season.
done. You'll save yourself a bit of time. So
Where is it?
that
Fame
is
Slayer of
something we can
Ansarak.
do this
Yay.
week. That might save us time. And it's worth noting on the delves, you know, you guys, you need to sim your character. Okay? Some trinkets do only drop from the new delves. Okay, they don't all drop.
Oh, thanks, Nathan. Yeah. I'm just going to mute him for a sec. Yeah, there's so much prep that I've got to do for next week. I'm glad I finished the video now, because I've got to actually spend so much time, like, doing homework for next tier. Like, I don't have to, but I'm a very min-maxing sort of person. I want to do the best in the game as I can, right? So I've got a lot of homework to do. That's cool. Yeah. So I won't be streaming for the rest of the week until Wednesday, when I'll be going hard. I think it's going to be like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like, there's going to be next. I just need a week to compose myself as well.
A couple of raid items helping you by Friday. Friday, guys, we will 100% be in the thing. 110%.
Well, you heard him.
First of
Friday
all,
will be 100% in Mythic. I think the goal is to try to get there on Thursday as well.
But,
Super hyped. Super hyped.
I would be upset if people did not know the broad strokes of the first
Up
four
a bit.
bosses now.
We can all
You
listen
know,
to them.
when you get a
the raid
ball
leader.
on sticks, what is your core job? Okay, stop the scrap masters. If you can, roll the hyenas. Definitely have to stop the doom explosives. You can't go into the you know, the fucking bombshell things that are rooted. You know, like, just know the broad strokes. You get the pylon, have to defensive near the end. Don't do it at the start. The damage ramps up. Do it near the end. Like, for the final, you know, 6 seconds. Have a
I don't think we'll
defensive
get a
one.
nerf.
This type of stuff. You should already know it.
If
All
we
you
do,
guys should
it will be to
waiting
our single
is for
target.
a raid plan of the absolute
I don't know.
specific movement that we're
I don't
gonna
think
do.
we're
For
that
example,
strong.
Rick Reverb.
It's hard to tell until like proper
Um,
statistics come
We're gonna
out,
have to
right?
practice the weak auras a
But
bit,
I think there are
like,
definitely
sticks and
specs that are
Rick
stronger
Reverb
than
in
us right
terms of
now.
the
Like Demon
assignments,
Hunter, I think's better.
And you're waiting for a healing sheet.
Well
That's all
better.
you guys are really going to get from us at this point. You know, pull
And
out
our
your defenses.
AoE's alright, but
Do
it's
it.
probably
Pull
our
out
weaker
your
point. Our
offensive
AoE
cooldowns. Like, this
is our
can all
weaker
be done.
point at the
For
moment.
example,
Like
I
Mythic
haven't
Plus, we're
checked
not very
yet,
strong in.
But on sticks, maybe he jumps into the air.
But who
at
knows
2
what
minute
Blizzard are
10.
going to do?
Probably shouldn't use your fucking 2-minute cooldown. On
They haven't
cooldown,
nerfed us
okay? You
yet.
look like an idiot. He's going to fly away during it. Just little stuff like this.
You're hyped for the new Windwalker stuff? I'm hyped for it as well. I've been playing PTR for so long. I'm just glad it's on live now. I can play it properly. Like, it's just so much fun. And I'm glad they kept it how it was and they didn't change anything like straight away, because there's a lot of like cool things that like they could have removed or like reverted back. Yeah, I really think it's cool. There's just a bit to learn. Like Celestial Conduit, you need to get your head around, because it's just gonna be the better one to do. But it's not as hard as like it's made out to be. Like I can see, like, if you look at like Peak of Serenity or any guides on Wowhead and you like see this massive list of like rotations and stuff, that's really overwhelming. Like I get it. Like even in my guide, like I have like lots of like lists of stuff and like it's overwhelming, but like once you wrap your head around it initially and you practice a bit, it's not that bad. And then you're like, oh, this is actually okay. I understand it. And then you always have Shadow Pan to fall back on as well for M+.
Good work tonight. Take care. And I'll speak to you all on Wednesday. Okay? See you all on Wednesday. If not, if I don't speak to you earlier. Kiss, kiss. Hug, hug. Good night. Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Remember that time that I joined guild chat and... No, let's move on. Do I have a weak aura that like pops up for the big diffuse magic thing when a boss is casting something I can use it on? I'm not sure actually. Usually I just... Oh, what the hell have I done there? Don't press buttons when I have OBS hovered. I pressed W and it destroyed my screen. Awesome. There are definitely weak auras for it. I could look into it for you and post one in the Discord channel weak aura, if I make a note of it. It's a useful one though. Thinking of it though, from what I've heard, there aren't like a lot. Like that, the issue with Dispel Magic is like you read the spell right and it says reduces the magic damage you take. That works fine. Transfers all current active harmful magic effects on the back to the original caster. All of them, guys. Every single, except it doesn't. Like, it, 99% of them it just doesn't do. Like, I don't know. Diffuse magic's such a weird one. So I see what you mean by a weak aura would be useful for that. There'll definitely be one, but I don't personally use one. I probably should, to be honest. It's just for, like, the raid encounter, like, raids and stuff, I kind of learned when to use them. Like, the Cicrin, you could remove the effect, right? The biggest one was for Silken Court, where you could literally just remove that back on itself. I know there's a couple in the new dungeons. Operation Floodgate, the second boss puts a red circle around you that you're meant to use to pop bombs. You can run over to the bombs and then pop it yourself with Dispel Diffuse Magic. Like, it has a few things, but it's really not consistent. That's probably the worst thing. Like, so Diffuse Magic at the end of the day is just a magic shield that sometimes you get lucky. But yeah, I know what you mean. I'll have a look for you. There'll definitely some around, but I don't know if they'll be updated for this season yet, I guess, is probably the main thing. Fun detected? Nerf. True. I had real fun tonight, though. That's like probably the most fun I've had in Nuremberg Palace. I think just because it was like just a quick run through. Like, not to say progression's not fun, right? Progression's like try-harding, stressful. You got to min-max. Like, I was doing mythic bosses there, chatting, and they were just dying because we're kind of overtuned now, right? Like, our damage is insane. So that was really fun. Like, I'd say fun meter. That was high fun meter. It was a good last run for Nuremberg Palace. I liked it as a raid. I don't know what you guys thought. I'm sure everybody has different experiences, right? Whether you did like normal, heroic, mythic, maybe you're stuck on a boss for like a week, a month. You know, everybody has different experiences. Like, I didn't like Vault of the Incarnates because I almost got a world last Razagath, right? Like, I just slicing wins past me. Anyway, moving on. I got like a almost world last Razagath, so that was the most stressed I've ever had in like mythic raiding. Like, we killed it on the night it finished by like a few hours. Like, it was horrendous, like cutting it close. Like, so you could imagine us by like almost by the end of the night, we were stressing. So I know how that feels. Like, I've been in that situation. So that's what I mean by everything would be different. Whereas this one, I killed Ansrak really early on. Like, this is the first time I ever killed a raid boss with like months to go. So this to me was like kind of a chill tier. Firak I killed rather late in the tier as well. Yeah, I think it's different. But I didn't mind Nurabar. I think maybe the first 4 bosses were too easy, but I think a lot of people have that opinion. I think like it ramped up really like crazily after like 4. Like, Brew Twister just suddenly was instantly insanely hard, and Kaiveza, I feel like I like a more linear one. And I feel like the new dungeon, new raid, I don't know how hard it's going to be. Like, it's hard to tell. Oh. What? It doesn't even show it because it's not classed as the new season. Okay, sure, whatever, Blizzard. I think this raid's going to be good, and I think like the difficulty felt like it kind of ramped up. Like, things like one on Bandit and Muggsy on Mythic are going to be insane fights, right? For the like standard guild. Vexy, probably really easy to kill. Cauldron's got a few things you got to learn. Rick Reverb, like just understanding it. And then it picks up Styx Bug Junker, gets a bit harder. You got this mechanic with the garbage pails. Rocketmonger Lock and Stock is like it's like crazy fight. But the cool thing about this raid is you can do Vexy, and then you can do any of these bosses next. I think you can do any of the 3 bosses next, maybe 4 if I'm wrong. So you can choose which path you go, but I imagine most guilds would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean, like the standard one. But I'm really excited for the new raid, and that'll be the next time I stream. The next time I stream, like I was considering what I should do on the Wednesday, and I think like listening to my raid leader, he's right. Like, I could stream in the morning when I'm doing all my M+s and stuff, but I've literally got almost like a 12-13 hour day playing WoW straight. If I have to stream on top of that, I'm going to be absolutely knackered for when I need to not be knackered, which is the progression of the heroics. So I think it makes more sense to stream the actual raid than the M+, and then leave the M+ maybe like another day. Maybe the day afterwards or stuff, like a little M+ before the raid and stuff like that. I think that's how I see it anyway. Because I'd like to stream the whole day, but I know me. I know if I stream for 10 hours straight, I won't be a good host. Starters, I'll be I'll be knackered, but my performance will be bad as well, and that's the last thing I need to be in splits. I need to be as on top of my game as possible because we need to get them done. Like, we have like goals that we need to hit. It's very like it sounds very over the top. I've never been in like a guild situation like this where you have to like things have to be done, but it's cool. I love it. It's really like difficult and challenging and just fun. Yeah. I guess it's a different sort of fun. It's not nuke bosses sort of fun. It's strategy and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I'm fully locked onto your raid lead. Like, I'm going to be right there raiding with you guys. Man sounds like a good raid leader. He is. I really like him. And they do a lot in the background. He's really good at pep talking and stuff. And he also is funny. He just comes up with, like, the stupidest things at times that are just... they just make you laugh. Like, that's what you need. Like, you need a raid environment, I think, where you push hard, but you also have fun as well. Like, you can have, like, 2 fun guilds. And that can be fine for some people. But you can have 2 strict guilds, and that can be fine for people. But, like, I like a mix of... You can joke around, but you can get the job done. I think that's my ideal guild, and this is one of those. My last guild was like that as well, but we weren't like to the same level as this one. But yeah, I very much like it. I'm just thinking about my homework right now, what I've got to do over the next week. Oh my god, I've got to like work out everything. Like hits you with the, you need to make sure that every upgrade is like perfectly done, right? And it makes sense, right? Because if you like mess up your upgrades, you bricked your character, and I'm just like, I don't want to brick my character. I've never been in a situation where I've had to like obviously you think about your upgrades, but never to this like extent. Like every upgrade has to be thought of in advance of what could you possibly get as loot from a boss coming, like that sort of thing. Usually when I raided it like with my old guild, it was, hey, I got crests, stick them in the upgrade slot, baby. But yeah, it's fun. I like it. I'm not complaining. This isn't me complaining. It's just me talking it through. Have you tried the other monk specs? I have tried Brewmaster. I leveled up as a Brewmaster on my alt character. And I initially, the first monk spec I ever played was Brewmaster. I played I raided it on Mythic and Antaurus. And that was my proper raiding. Like, I didn't really play Windwalker back then. I don't mind Brewmaster, but I'm not a massive fan of tanking. I actually prefer Demon Hunter tanking, because I don't know, I just enjoyed it. But then I've heard that they've removed, like, Fellscarred, so I don't know how I feel about that. And healer, I've leveled a Mistweaver Monk healer once, to like halfway through, and then I left it. So, when it comes to healers, I prefer healers that like fully heal. Like my like class fantasy for a healer is like not something that kicks to heal and stuff, or hits stuff to heal. I just want to, if I'm healing, I only focus on healing. I'm not pressing smite. I'm not pressing rise and sun kick. You won't catch me whirling dragon punch. I'm healing people. Is that a bad mantra? It's probably why I'm not a healer, right? Like, if I'm DPSing, I focus on DPSing. If I'm tanking, I tank. But yeah. Low-key, think WoW feels so much better with lower damage numbers and lower health. Yeah, like, they changed Mythic Plus quite a lot, right, for this season. Like, they gave it big nerfs. So a 12 is now, like, the equivalent of what a 10... Like, a 12 this season is easier than a 10 was last season if you go by raw numbers. Like, it's by a few percentages. And I think that's fine with Mythic Plus, because, like, I saw a lot of people complaining about it, but you got to remember, Mythic Plus is an exponential thing. Like, you can go as high as you want, even though they've nerfed the base values. That doesn't matter. You just go higher, bro. Like, just go to a higher keystone then. Your 15 suddenly turns into a 17, then just run the 17, you know, run the 18. That's the best thing about Mythic Plus, is exponential. So I don't mind that they've lowered everything like that. It also means, like, for a lot of players, they can get gilded crests and stuff a lot easier, because 10s at the start of the season were quite hard, right? They really were for like a lot of players. So it gives the access to it. The only thing I don't like is that they've capped the affixes at 12s, right? Like the new affixes, they drop off at 12. And they've added a new one, and they've removed one, and they've done some reshuffling on them. But if 12 is the new 10, that basically means that you're not going to see affixes as much. And then it brings me to the point of, what's the point of having the affixes? Like, you know, the whole point of bringing these new ones in was like a change from the old system. But then once you get 12, which is what you'll be running most of the time anyway now, you're never going to see like the new ones. You just got Fortifying and Tyrannical. So, I don't know. It just feels to me like it's almost like they've wasted that affix system. Like, you'll still see it at lower keystones, but like, if you know what I mean, like, because the keystone value's gone down, you actually won't. But yeah, that's my only gripe with the M+ system. Is I'd like to see the affixes more, because they're literally the point of M+. They're a challenge to it. I think Midnight has the next number squish. Probably, yeah. I mean, what we now? We're in the millions, aren't we? Right? Like, this is Legion numbers, no? I'm not a massive fan of big numbers like this. It's one of the big reasons why I don't show numbers. I don't know if you notice. You probably do notice that you never see numbers on my screen. for like floating combat text. I just don't like it. I feel like, especially with numbers like this, it clogs up the entire screen. If I need to focus on interrupting or looking at what ad is doing, and I've got floating numbers flying across my screen that add nothing other than, like, help my ego, stroke my ego, right? Like, it means nothing to me to know what my damage is on my in the middle of my screen. All that matters, if I want to know my damage, I'll look at details. I'll glance over and see what I'm doing. I just think it's bloat, especially at high. Like, I was playing Classic, right? Like, okay, Classic Andy, but I was playing Classic Hardcore, and I had numbers on then, because you're hitting 10s, right? You're hitting 10s every so often, it's fine. To me, it's just too much bloat in the middle of my screen. I can't deal with it. I feel like I lose track of certain things, and it will hide things as well. That's like the main reason why I don't have floating combat text. I've been asked that before. Like, people have said it's weird that you don't, but it's weird that people do, to me. It's too much. But yeah, is Midnight the next one? They've got a number squish eventually, right? Guys, we're getting back to just ridiculous numbers again. We're going to be in the 3, 4... Like, okay, so we're at, like, high-end 1 millions right now, touching 2 million. We're in the 2 millions when you're at max gear. So we'll probably be in the 3 millions by season. Like, the number... like, how high are we going? Like, just take me back to 10s. Dopamine. Yeah, if I want dopamine, I'll just look at my details. Like, I can't add all these numbers up at the top of my hand. What? I see my massive crit. I'm like, oh, yay. But then I missed the one-shot ability. No. We're getting close to Legion. Yeah, Legion numbers were insane. It's just the same thing. That's when they squished it last time, wasn't it? It was, BFA? It wasn't Shadowlands, was it? They just squished in BFA, I'm pretty sure. Thanks for subscribing, Zachary. I appreciate it. How do you disable combat text? Great question, actually. So you need an add-on, and this one is one I didn't actually go over in my video, because I didn't think it was... To me, it wasn't one that was quintessential to my setup, if that makes sense. To me, it was a personal thing. So you need an add-on called Advanced Interface Options, easy to get from CurseForge. You'll just type that into Google and press WoW. Once it's installed, and you press the tick mark, if you go to Options, Add-ons, Advanced Interface Options, you can then go floating combat text, and you can change whatever you want. You can have damage, pet numbers, healing, scrolling combat text, combat points, honorable kills, or, you know, everything. And I just turn off damage. Effects I'll have on, because I think that's semi-important. You can change a bunch of stuff with this. It used to be baked into the options in Legion, but they removed it. So I think someone made this and just bypassed everything. I'm sure you could do like console commands as well. Yeah, there you are. There's a console command from Cheap Shot, or Zeep Shot will go. Yeah, so you can console command it. But yeah, this is an alternative to that. Either or, console command or don't. I think to send it back on, it's the same code, but you type 1 right. Yeah, but this is just an add-on that can do it for you and do some other stuff as well, like the stuff that you can't see. So I like Advanced Interface Options, and it doesn't use any of your like CPU or anything, right? Yeah, there is a script. I remember Shadowlands was like 2 to 10k, I think. Yeah, I think that's fine. Damage numbers. At the end of the day, it's all the same, right? Damage numbers are the exact same. It's just a different number. What I said sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. Damage number is just... it's all that matters is like how much, like, it's in the situation. Like 2 million now is the exact same as me doing 2,000 in another expansion. Like, it's all relative. So the numbers don't have to be this high. It's just Blizzard don't want to stat squish again, because they only stat squish that one time, wasn't it? And that's when they did the massive leveling reshuffle. Because I remember you used to have to level to 120. Do you remember leveling characters, guys? Do you remember how long it took you to level a character back in like WoD and Legion? Like, you would be in those dungeons for so long. Oh, I do miss it though. I do miss because I'm a dungeon runner, so I like being able to like do all of the dungeons without having to choose my expansion. I do miss those days. Those were simpler times when I just played like, I was super casual, right? I didn't do Mythic or anything. I was progging normal bosses and stuff and wiping on Black Hand. Like, it was my first expansion, so super casual gamer. And just playing it. Like, it's back in the day when I used to wear Inselect gear on my rogue, right? You know? You know what I mean? Oh, those were good days. And dungeons were like my jam. But yeah, like when you like leveled up a bit and then you had to make an ult and you were hit with the 120 levels or buy a boost. You were like, oh, buy a boost. I never bought a boost. I don't think. I hope not. But yeah, leveling these days is so quick, especially with the anniversary event that just came past. I had to level 2 characters for splits. I did them both in the anniversary event. I want to say it took me like, oh, I don't know. The anniversary event was like a 10-hour buff or something. It took me less than in the anniversary event buff you could get, which is insanely fast, right? It just is. It was so good. So I like that you can get to level faster without having to buy a boost. So I always thought like that was a bit scummy. I think it was after Mop, wasn't it? The first major squat squish, stat squish. I wouldn't know, Nathan. I didn't play Mop, but I believe you. Yeah, that's probably right then. And then they nerfed it again in BFA, was it? And then how many expansions on a week? So they should just naturally nerf it the next one, right? It just makes sense every so years. But it kind of needs to be done because numbers just do get ridiculous. They do just kind of like, they're just too big. Too big. Like, it feels good, but I promise you, you'll get the same dopamine as seeing you do a 10,000 when your standard damage is like 1,000 to doing 10 mil when your standard damage is 1 mil. It's the same thing. You'll get dopamine, I promise. WoW 2 is after the saga. WoW 2 is never happening. Do you really want them to redo everything? Like, when I've seen like people post like graphic renders of WoW, like it looks really cool and stuff, but I think there's something about WoW's art style that just hits. You know, you're used to it. You know what it is. Like, it looks like no other MMO, right? All other MMOs look like, quotation marks, they look better, right? But WoW just looks like WoW. I don't know if they could do a WoW 2. I just don't think it would. It just wouldn't have the same feel. It would feel too generic. I like this. this I don't even know how to describe it. Weirdly graphic game. It just hits. It hits me in the good dopamine receptors. It's easier to conceptualize the real active damage if low numbers. Squish needs to happen like every other X-Pack. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say, but words are hard for me. Words are hard for me, Boostly. The dopamine is from being at the top of the charts. I missed when I was Brewmaster and Mop and was top damage on AoE fights. Your tanks got a buff, didn't they? In the PTR. All tanks got 20%. So I was running keys with a Demon Hunter tank on the PTR at the very end, like last week. And they were pumping, dude. Like, for tank damage, it was pretty high up. So, like, obviously it's not DPS damage, but yeah, they do a lot. But I think Brewmaster, all other tanks got 20%, and I think they gave Brewmaster 15 because... oh, because they hate Brewmaster. So no more Shadowpan? Is it a big difference in DPS between Shadowpan and Conduit? Do you run Conduit for both Raid and M+? You probably got these questions a lot. I do get these questions a lot, but the questions I love to answer Airbnb. So Conduit is going to be better in Raid. In its current iteration of the hero talents, there's just like, it's like a 4 to 5% difference, like depending on fight and stuff like that. Like if you think about Conduit and Shadowpan last season, it was about a 2 to 3% difference, and you didn't run Conduit, right? Unless you had Transmitter. Now we're talking 4 to 5 for Raid. Like, you just can't. If you want to realistically, like, play competitively, you are kicking yourself in the something. I don't know. You're kicking yourself in the butt. Sure, let's go with that one. You just kind of screwing yourself over a little bit. But in Mythic Plus, and this is what I talk about a lot in the guide, is you actually get so much variety in M+, because the builds are so close together in damage, and I really like that, and they brought that through from the PCR. It was one of the things in the PTR that I really did not want them to change, was that, like, there was so much build variety, but I had the worry that obviously one build always comes out on top, and it will, right? It will. But at the moment, you can go Conduit in Mythic Plus, and you can run the Slicing Winds build. You can go Conduit in Mythic Plus, and you can run a Lightning build. You can go Shadowpan in Mythic Plus, you can run a Lightning build. If you're feeling really freaky, you can go Shadowpan and you can run a Slicing Winds build. And, like, a lot of these builds are, like, on par with each other, damage-wise. Like, a few, like, tens of thousands difference, which in an AoE sim is not that much, you know? When you're talking, like, really high numbers. So, it's all going to be personal preference, and trying things out. I guess that's what this week's for, and the first week in M+. I think that if you just want to be learning the keys and stuff, I'd probably go Shadowpan, because you don't have to focus so much on the rotation and stuff, because it's a lot simpler. So if you want to, like, learn boss mechanics in the new dungeons or anything like that, I would honestly recommend Shadowpan for learning the dungeon. But once you're more confident in the dungeon, then you can maybe focus more on Conduit and how to play that in M+. Or you could just send it with Conduit straight away, because it's really, really fun, you know? Like, it genuinely is just super, super fun. So it's one of those things, right? Isn't it? Dopamine hit hard in OSRS when I got my double digits from 9 to 10. My God, don't talk about OSRS to me right now. I only recently stopped playing. Oh no, it's a bad one, that one. That is like at the end of the day, it's such a grind, right? Like, I'm not even gonna get into OSRS, but yes, I play it. I played Group Iron Man. I played it as a kid, and then I didn't play it for like a decade, and then I got into Group Iron Man with some mates. They left the game week 1, by the way. Classic Group Iron Man strategy, where you form as a group. 3 people run into the wilderness to go collect steel bars. They all die, and then they stop playing Group Iron Man. So I was a solo Group Iron Man, which was kind of cool. And I played the entire game. Like, I didn't really play. Like, as a kid, you don't play the games properly, right? Because you don't know what's going on. Like, in my head, I was the best OSR player. I looked at my stats, and I'd probably only hit like 60 woodcutting. So I played the entire of OSRS on my own as an Iron Man, and like got the quest cape and everything. Yeah, I could go into OSRS for ages, but I really love that game. I got loads of dopamine, and then I became a WoW streamer. No, I played them both at the same time, but I realized that I can't really play OSRS at the same time anymore. I needed to pick one or the other. I choose WoW. I choose WoW. I think that I get more fun out of doing a Mythic Plus than I do from mining in Motherlode Mine for 10 hours straight for half a level. Those are my thoughts on OSRS. It's a great game. Great game. Loren will be the new content area. Oh, now after the saga, we'll be spending all the time. Oh, cool. Is that another planet? I'm not like too familiar with Warcraft lore. Like I've watched a few lore videos on like how WoW became WoW, and I played Warcraft 3 obviously, and like that sort of jazz, but I don't know too much like the intricacies of everything. Is Avalon like a planet? Is it to do with the Titans? I know it's Titan based, isn't it? Like the entire theme of these next 3 sagas. I haven't looked into them. Right now I'm in Dornigal. I'm chilling with the dwarves. What are you talking about, Avalon? Blizz just don't. Some FW monks. We are the stepchild of WoW. I don't know what that acronym is because I'm not down with the kids enough. But yes, for a long time, monks are like... The worst part, I think, with monks is that I always find that we're like the afterthought, right? Like Dragonflight particularly, I always felt like we never got mentioned in patch notes. We'd always fall down the tier lists of like actual stats and stuff, and then they'd give us a bandage fix. Here's your 2% extra damage. Here's your 4% extra damage, and it would like temporarily fix it and repeat and do it again and repeat. I feel like they actually put some time and thought into how to help Windwalker for the like season 2. It's why I literally have no complaints, and I'm really happy with the changes they made because I feel like they actually thought about it. And made some good ones. Obviously, we're still buggy, right? We still got some bugs, and obviously, there's some things that could be like made different. Like they could actually make Jadefire Stomp cool. Actually, no, they could bin this talent and put some decent ones here instead. Like there's obviously stuff they can do, but they can do that for every spec. I think the best you can ask for is actual changes that people want, and I feel like these are like Conduit the Celestials. From playing and streaming, a lot of people like this hero talent. Like, I got a lot of YouTube comments, people saying they like Conduit the Celestials. They really enjoyed it when the Conduit bug was out because they actually got to play it, you know, for that 1 week where you could cheese a bug out of it in M+. They found it the more fun hero spec to play, but you couldn't play it because it wasn't meta. Now it's actually competitive. You can play the fun one. Or you can play Shadowpan in M+, you know, like, having options is so important. Do you think eye level is more important than the Season 1 class set as we're gearing up next week? Yes, Alex. Eye level for sure will, like, I go over it in my guide. I can't remember the exact number, but it's insanely low that it's laughable. The tier set from Season 1 gave you, like, I want to say 1.8% or 2 point something low % overall damage, where the set this season gives us 6.8, I think, or 6.9. Like, the difference is, like, insanely, like, crazy different. Basically the 4 set, like, sucks, right, that we're wearing right now. This is a pile of garbage. But that doesn't mean, like, don't sim it. If you get a new piece of gear, sim it first and make sure it's actually worth switching off. It might not be till you get the 2 set of the next tier set that it's worth actually switching off. It might be that you get 4 pieces that actually sim better. Just sim yourself. Like, don't just switch it off because you might actually be a damage loss. But in general, it'll be fairly early. Eye level will play quite a big part. Mastery as well, right? you start getting some big mastery pieces, and that will make a difference. Hey dude, Conduit seems so fun at the moment. Are there some chatter about Conduit not activating or doing it again? Could you explain the Jade Serpent a little bit in Conduit Opener? I actually go through all that in my guide that I'm releasing tomorrow, Daxos. I can talk about the bug, but the opener and stuff is like, that's actually quite a long spiel to go through the opener and stuff, because it is like a long one, but like I genuinely go through all of that in my guide tomorrow. Like it's the perfect time like to release it. I would have liked to release it today, but I've said I wanted to have someone look over it like for one final check. I'll talk about the conduit bug though, because that is a major thing that you might not be aware of. In Raid, you might have noticed I didn't bug at all. I didn't complain about a bug. In Raid, it rarely happens. It's like a Mythic Plus thing. Have you ever had your spinning crane kick cancel and question, why is my spinning crane kick cancelled? I'm sure most of you have. And then you think, did I press a button? Am I an idiot sandwich? Did I do this? No, there's a channel cancel bug thing that a lot of specs have at the moment. Spinning crane kick was our big ability that people noticed it on, because it's one that we ran with Shadowpan. No one ran Conduit the Celestials. So it wasn't until people started playing on the PTR or late in Season 1 people noticed, hold on, my Celestial Conduit will cancel after one tick. Right? And this is still a thing. This was on the PTR. I've got recordings of it. I go over it in my video. I'm sure like the Peak of Serenity guys have also mentioned it to Blizzard as well, because it's a massive thing. This is our big like ability, and it ticks once and it will cancel. It's super rare. I'm not saying this is a thing that happens all the time, but it's a lot more common in Mythic Plus, which is probably where you saw this happen. But that's not the only bug. You can also get a bug where if you let Conduit channel the entire time, like if I let this channel the entire time, it did it. Basically, Unity Within will not proc. That might have been because I wasn't hitting any targets, which is fine, but that's the exam. It doesn't matter. For the sake of the argument, that's exactly what happens, right? Unity Within did not proc, which means you don't get your heart window. So you like, there's a bug where it will finish and you won't get a heart window, which is detrimental, right? Like, think about it. Your heart window is where all your damage is going to come from. It's where all your cooldowns for your next heart window line up. Like, it puts you completely out of sync, and it happens a lot in Mythic Plus. I have a load of like PTR streams where I'm just like losing my mind because my heart window doesn't proc. So for best practice, what you really want to be doing is trying to proc it yourself. So you can, if you press Conduit Celestial again at any time during the channel, you activate Unity Within. Now you don't want to do this at the start, because if you do this at the start, the 6 seconds will start when you press it. So you want to try and get it as close to the end as possible. Like 0.1 seconds is the ideal time. Obviously, if you think that's a little bit cutting it fine, you have some like input lag, a bit of ping, you can try aim for like the last tick, but as close to the cast end as possible, and it's just to avoid the bug. It's why you might notice in Raid, every single time I run this ability, I press the button early, because I just didn't want to run into that issue, because it is just a bug and there's no fix for it. And the worst part is no one knows the cause. No one knows what's causing it. That's probably even worse. I can show you here. So if I press this, and then like I'll press it at 0.5, right? I press it again, heart pops, and you can tell I pressed it again because you can see the icon. So you see what I mean? That's kind of like what I mean by pressing it again, but as close to the end as possible so you get as much uptime. But in an ideal world, it just procs. You know, that's how it should work. That's how the ability says, but that's just a bug. The working theory is it's got something to do with neutral targets, but I don't know enough about it. But yeah, I'll go through opener and stuff. Will all be in the guide tomorrow. And what else did you? Yeah, Heart of the Jade Serpent Windows. I kind of went over Serpent Windows just then, but like they're basically this massive cooldown reduction window, but they also increase the channel time of Fist of Fury, and you're basically like weaving the, like you're trying to basically get one after the other after another, and that's kind of the concept of the opener. You use Strike of the Windlord to get the first one. You get as many as your like heavy hitters in there as possible. Fist of Fury, you try to get in every single one, like that's the goal, and then you activate it again, and then you reduce the cooldown of the abilities, and then you activate it again, and then you reduce the cooldowns of the abilities, and then you activate it. You see what I mean? Like it's almost like a never-ending cycle, and you get like a little bit of a dead zone in between, like maybe at like about 1 minute or so, you'll get like maybe a little bit of a dead zone, just from like testing and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, you get a lot of heart windows. Sometimes you have to hold them as well, but yeah, I go over it all. I promise. That's all right, man. I look forward to releasing the guide. But yeah, I think that'll be it for me today, guys. Bit of a shorter one today, just because the raid didn't go on for that long. But I think that's okay as well. I need to get back into streaming. I've literally been guide making for the past weeks. But it's good to get a stream. The next stream you'll see me is on the Wednesday. I'll decide what I'm doing, if it's going to be the new raid or not. But I'll make a thing well in advance, and I'll set up all my streams going forward. And we'll go from there. But yeah, that was really fun. Really fun Bar, and yeah, it's cool answering all your questions, and I'm just excited to see so many like people like excited for Monk as well. And hopefully the guide helps. So yeah, that should be it. I say should. That will be out tomorrow. I have it ready to go. Final checks, yada yada yada. He makes excuses. They're not. I promise. It'll be out. I have it in my in my documents. But yeah. That'll be it for me today, and then we'll go on to a big streaming thing. But I'll do some like big Discord announcement thing for my schedule and stuff. Maybe with an everyone ping. I don't know. I know that annoys people, but it's my server. I do what I want. Is that bad? Yeah, it's probably bad. Oh well. Oh, no worries, Nathan. No worries, Alex. Oh, do I dual stream on Twitch? No. It was something I was going to consider doing, but I don't know. It's something I haven't set up just yet. I don't even know if my PC could handle it. Like, I still run a 3070. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. It's something I want to do, right? Like, I know that, like, a lot of people like Twitch. YouTube is just kind of where, like, I started. It's where a lot of people knew me from, so it kind of makes sense. I know people like to, like, be able to jump back in a video as well, or watch a video. Like, I know some people like that for YouTube, but I know some people like Twitch for the chat. Personally, I prefer, like, when I'm watching a stream, right? Because I watch streams. I'm, you know, I'm a normal person. I like Twitch chat more than I like YouTube chat. I just how it is. I'm not gonna lie. But I do like the fact that you can go back on YouTube streams. Like obviously if you're on Twitch, you have to go through the VOD and stuff like that. And so I know there's plus and cons for both of it, I guess is the answer. But I do want to eventually. I'd have to theory craft if it's possible. Eventually, I think is the long-term goal. But for right now, I think YouTube does me just fine. I do not get to play my own music on YouTube, though. We do have to listen to royalty-free music. I don't like it. I like... I mean, you do have to on Twitch as well, but they're so much more lenient with it. I would like to listen to some bangers, honestly, every time. There's not much royalty-free bangers. Oh well, that's a problem for another day. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you for actual Season 2, and look out for the guide tomorrow. All right, peace, love. Thank you all. Bye-bye.